All right, we've hit the go live. All right, we are here. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? How are you doing? Today we have Gladiator, and you might be like, Cuba Boy, you forgot that there's no blocker. Why is there no block? We can see the army. Yes, you can. That's fine. I'll explain why in just a second. So, also you might notice that army looks a little bigger than usual. Why is that? Why is that? What's going on? What's going on here? Rainy Frog is our first gladiator. You volunteered to do so. He has 15,000 funds, where you usually have 2,400. Stormrunner, DBD's Laughing Abyss, is building a high elf build with less funds, and he's currently taking some campaign units, which is a little silly. Message him about that. One second. All right. Anyway, don't exactly know what's going on with the campaign exclusive units here, but what he's supposed to be doing is building a normal army with 12,400 funds, which is a default, and then he'll have a smaller army than Rainy Frog. Again, you might be like, what the actual fuck? How is a lesser army ever supposed to beat the main army, the Gladiator army? Was not supposed to. End of stream. End of story. Wow. Bad format, bad person. But no. No. So, this Dark Elf army is larger. It is trying to accomplish a task. We will build a story for it over the course of the stream. And it is facing opponent armies who are smaller than it by design. It's supposed to win 1, 2, maybe 3 games so we can get a story going. Any units that are straight up killed or shattered during the battle have to be cut from Rainy Frog's build, never to be replaced. And you can spend the money on items, mounts, spells, abilities, chevrons on your current units, but you can't get any new units. So it's how long can this army last as it gets more and more elite as more and more stuff dies. Yeah. So theoretically, the correct way to play this, and we always say this, and some people always ignore us, but the correct way to play this is if you are the first, second, maybe even third person, you don't want to try and just beat Rainy Frog traditionally, because you're not going to do it. You really need to focus on sniping. You need to get rid of units. You need to make it easier for the next guy. You need to take units out of the build. Too many times we have seen people just try and fight 1v1, fight the bigger build honestly, and they just get trash canned. It's like, nope, you gotta whittle it down, and then when it gets lower, then you start thinking, is it low enough to go in for the kill? How are we doing here? That kind of thing. So we'll see what goes on with that. Now, Rainy Frog has adopted a pretty meta strategy regarding this type of game. You can see Malekith is awful cheap. Malekith is not on his dragon, I don't believe. Yeah, he's on foot. And he brought a backup caster so that if something dies, Malekith can upgrade to his dragon. Because if you start with Malekith on his dragon with all of his abilities and spells, well, then if shit dies, you can't put any more money into Malekith. He's already as expensive as possible. So Frog made his army much wider, knowing that he can upgrade his characters later. And the same question always comes up: what happens if Malekith dies? Well, you need a lord to literally start the game, so you will just get the first melee generic lords, so I guess the high beastmaster and stuff, but it also discourages just lord sniping, because lord sniping is already kind of an aspect of the current meta, and the whole point of this is to have some fun and try some different stuff. So if everybody's just trying to lord snipe, it's like, well, we're used to that, so it's not new and interesting. So Malekith would get replaced by a high beastmaster, and then every time you kill the high beastmaster, if that's all you did with all of your time, he's just going to get another one, so what's the point, right? Rainy Frog is attempting to take over the scene? Of course he is. What if the challenger is much better than the gladiator? The potential eternal glory is worth shooting for? He could be. Hey, Groots. $10 Rainy should have done to Frogmen? True. It is heresy that Frog did not go with Nurgle. Okay. So we got that. Storm's building a more normal build. Okay, so he should have 2,600 funds left over for whatever he decides to do. All right, he's ready. I think it's 2,400, but it's not worth harping on. Let's just do this. Demons do vanish very quickly. You're correct. That is probably a smart take. Yeah. But still, we expected frogs. Rank 9 plague toads. But the hard part would be getting your plague toads to last long enough that they could even get to rank 9. Because if they all died in round 1, you wouldn't have any money to spend on them. Or if you start out spending the money on rank 9 plague toads, then if anything else dies, the money has nowhere to go. Okay. So, to begin the story, Malekith sets out from Nagarond and decides he needs to go retake Ulthuan. He's going to retake all of it, but his ship gets blown a little off course. He goes south for a bit and then circles up on the other side of Ulthuan, and he wonders kind of where he popped up. And then on his beautiful, precious homeland of the Elves, he sees some weird Greenskin monuments and totems and nonsense, and realizes he is in the area where Grom the Paunch landed and kind of fucked up the High Elves. So while he was expecting a much grander welcome home from the High Elves, their armies are a little bit tattered from their time with Grom the Paunch, but they're still united. You know, a united front was presented against Grom, so we have some Cracian war lions, dragon princes from Calidor. We have Lordmaster and Swordmasters of Hoeth. We have some basic spearmen from Eataine, Illyrian Reavers, of course, from Illyrian, and then Archmage of Metal. So he runs into one of the patrolling combined armies that are wiping out the last of the Greenskins to get Grom off the island. And Malekith's like, well, it's less than I expected, but fuck it. Here we go. For his army that will be spectating until it perishes, we have Sisters of Slaughter, 3 Witch Elves, so 2 Sisters Slaughter, 3 Witch Elves, 3 Black Ark Corsairs, 2 Dread Spears, a Sorceress of Fire, currently with only Burning Head, a Death Hag, who moved, a Death Hag with only the Potion of Foolhardiness, and then Malekith himself on foot with Soul Stealer and Gaze of Malice. Then we have some Cold One Knights and Dark Riders, 3 of each. Oh, and the Crows of Cain. Hello, Crows of Cain. Put 6 toads in the woods and sacrifice everything else. Yeah. It would not be the first time in this format we have seen someone lose round 1. It does happen, just not very often. I think the longest run we had was Inticity with 14 wins. And then I believe the shortest run, 2 or 3 people have lost on the first one. Yeah. All right. We good. One of the players was asking me if I'm ready, and I said, yeah. I said, yeah. You're guessing it's all Elves things? For the first match, yeah. 14 wins? Yeah, Groots. That's what happened when, like, way too many people in a row tried to 1v1 Inticity when he had more money than them. And they didn't, like, play the game mode, you know what I mean? I was talking about it at the start of the stream, but, like, too many people would just, like, I routed a Waywatcher. Anyway, it won't come back and be more effective in this battle, so I'll just let it route and maybe rally next to the edge of the map. Or, I routed some Dryads. I'll just keep pushing forward. And it's like, no! And then the game ended, Inticity won, but none of those units shattered or died, so they came back at full health in the next game. And then the next person was like, I'll route some Waywatchers. That'll be fine. And I'm like, kill them! Kill the Waywatchers! You're not gonna beat him this round. It's fucking Inticity! It was so funny. I was losing my mind. You had a sick game with the Greenskin boys one time I did this? Hell yeah, I've this. Very cool tournament idea. How about one edition if a unit gets 9 chevrons, survives battle, can be upgraded to a higher tier unit? Sun Tzu, that's probably really smart. Some people have had really good suggestions of like every 3 games you survive, you can like buy 2 units or something. That would be smart. I think if I ran this more frequently and more organized, it would be smart. It's currently something I just throw together whenever I remember it exists. And like, oh yeah, I had a ton of fun doing that. I like that style. Let's do that. And, you know, that kind of thing. So right now it's very casual, but I think there is a lot of potential if I put time and energy into actually thinking about how to improve it. All right, since there's a slaughter, immediately get shot at by some Illyrian Reavers. With their 5 armor and only bronze shields, they don't want to deal with that at all, so they will run away. And I wonder what Storm will do. Looks like he might be focused on sniping infantry. Swordmasters of Hoeth are really good at straight up killing something or shattering it just because of how much damage they do so quickly. And the Lions of Krace are already catching out a Dark Rider. Now again, routing and shattering are different. If the Dark Rider just runs away and runs off the map without shattering, it's totally fine. Because then it's like, the unit survived enough that it came back after the battle and rejoined the camp. Whereas if they shatter, I just presume that they are way too wounded to ever form a cohesive unit again. Blackheart Corsair is currently getting bodied by those Sword Masters we had mentioned. And the thick Searing Doom does hit a quick little blob of cavalry. Half health for those, half health for the Dark Riders, but the Cold Knights are actually taking a lot more damage. Looks like Dragon Princes are wandering around for a wrap, but nice Plague of Rust Overcast. 30 armor on those Coldland Knights, and their only advantage over the Dragon Princes is their armor piercing. Dragon Princes don't have a lot, but when you just take away their armor, then it doesn't really matter. Blackheart Corsairs down the center are going to shatter. They're at negative 55. Oh, they rallied at the last second. Rally into routing, but you know what I mean. Not shattered, so fine. Coldland Knights are routing, keeping a close eye on the whole battlefield, so make sure I don't miss anything as the War Lions of Krace are pushed off. One Coldland Knight is gone. Gone, gone, gone. That Blackheart Corsair gets Spirit Leeched, really trying to finish it off. But for now, it is chilling. I need to remember to have Rainy Frog switch to the red team, because when I'm spectating like this, the blue team, when stuff shatters, it just disappears, whereas the red team actually get to see the skull, which makes it way easier to track. That Dark Rider went off the map naturally, so nothing wrong there. Dark Rider's trying to get away from the Fireborn as the Metal Mage chases them down. Elsewhere, we still have this Blackheart Corsair. He is technically in it to win it. And I love how Malekith and the Death Hag are just in the trees, because Rainy Frog knows that at this stage of the game, they're very snipeable, and just doesn't want them to get Final Transmutation or anything. That's pretty funny. I would question whether it's worth it to bring them at all if you're worried about that, but sure, that's fine. Because if he loses game 1, having Malekith and a Death Hag just in the trees in case he wins, so that they don't die, is a little silly. How else are we doing? Blue team is fine on the front line. Nothing really too concerning so far. This Dark Rider shatters, so we've lost a Cold One Knight and a Dark Rider overall. There's a Blackheart Corsair and another Cold One Knight that are awfully close to being killed. And there is, as well, a Sister of Slaughter. He's not doing too great on HP. Leadership-wise, they're fine because they're a hyper-elite unit, but if they straight up die, that's a different problem. Dark Elves are taking over this game, so I don't think I am concerned at all about Rainy Frog winning overall. I think I am now immediately thinking about survival mode, like making sure that your units only take so much damage before they rout or anything. Honestly, Malekith wants this, he wants this Blackheart Corsair to just go straight off the map. He doesn't want it to rally. Because if it rallies, then it has potential to get killed again or something. High Elf frontline is breaking and falling apart entirely. The Dragon Princes are still pretty healthy, and I imagine if they rear charge the Golden Knights with a Plague of Rust, oof, yeah, that is going to do a lot of damage. Color me concerned, Captain. Blackheart Corsair does get off the map, he's fine. And these Coldwood Knights are not having a great go of it. Nice Searing Doom hits 3 different Witch Elves. 2, 3 Witch Elves? 2 Witch Elves and a Blackheart Corsair. That Cold Knight's gonna shatter. No shot it gets out of here. No chance. Yeah, it's dead. And the Dark Elves have 1.5 million infantry, though the Crows of Cain, who attempted to come to the Cold Knight's aid, are actually just gonna get mulched themselves. Thankfully, they are a regiment of renown, so they have a lot of leadership, and they have regeneration while in melee combat, so they should be just fine here. Actually, this Burning Head might get those Illyrian Reavers to rout. Might. Though it also does damage to the Crows of Cain. Blackheart Corsairs get plowed into by the Dragon Princes. Crows of Cain are out of here. If I'm Stormrunner, I probably want to just try and goon out those Sisters of Slaughter and then call it. I don't think there's too much else you can really do. We'll see. Another Spirit Leech from the Lore Master of Hoeth onto those Sisters of Slaughter. Witch Elves have rampaged those Dragon Princes, and Dragon Princes stuck in melee combat are not nearly a threat, so they're just getting absolutely worked. Sisters of Slaughter down to 100 HP. Ooh, and there's a Cold Knight hiding in the trees. I like that, just kind of slinking away. 86 HP as the Eagle Lord flies overhead. 72. She dives into him. 2 HP. 1, and they're dead. 2 Cold Knights, a Dark Rider, and a Sister of Slaughter bite the dust. Both Dragon Princes now are rampaging and stuck, and I don't know if the High Elves even are aware that that third Cold Knight is just lurking in the forest, trying not to die. Not that they have too much agency in that matter. I don't think the Archmage of Metal could shatter them. She'd probably just route them straight off the map. And then there's all this infantry to deal with. And the Lore Master of Hoeth is the one with Spirit Leech. She doesn't have any, like, really good finishing off a unit spells. Searing Doom is a great spell, but it does more damage the more models you have that it can hit, right? If she has a Final Transmutation, maybe. Maybe a Final Trans could do some okay work. Not amazing, but okay. Crows of Cain, Eagle Lord on their back. Illyrian Reaver shooting them from the front. This should be their second route, so they shouldn't shatter, but maybe I missed one off screen. We'll find out. And there it is, an overcasted Final Transmutation is hitting all these infantry. Crows of Cain route. Dark Riders in the distance route. A lot to keep track of here. Very hectic battle at the moment. The overcast wears off. None of those infantry died just yet. Crows of Cain have not shattered. Though Illyrian Reaver is catching them in the back, might bring them down to actual death. And the Cold One Knights in the distance actually do appear. Bounce power is moving further and further into the Dark Elves' favor, but can they even hold on? As a Searing Doom is going to try and catch some Witch Elves, angling my camera funny so I can see things. As those Witch Elves get down to 100 HP, barely hanging on. The Crows of Cain are out. Damn. The list increases. Sister of Slaughter, 2 Coldwood Knights, a Dark Rider, and the Crows of Cain. I think there was a Dark Rider in there. Pretty sure. Spooky High Elf Eagle Lady is now trying to snipe out the Firecaster. Death Hag and Malekith are coming over to say what's what. The Fireborn are back in action. It looks like they're really gunning for these last Witch Elves. They have rallied. The Soul Stealer hits the Archmage of Metal, and damage onto her is key. If you can army loss the cavalry right before they hit the Witch Elves, that would really save their lives. Oh no. 71 HP. Army loss hits. They lived. They lived. Oh, that was like a second. That was like a second from losing a Witch Elf. So overall, we lost a Sister, 2 Coldwood Knights, the Crows of Cain, and a Dark Rider. I think that is total. Rinless got it before I got to it. What a Chad. All right, Patrick, you have a good one, my friend. I'll catch up with chat in a second. So Malekith and the Death Hag just hid in the forest, round 1. We lost the 2 Coldwood Knights. Sister of Slaughter and Witch Elves put in a lot of work. Black Ark Corsairs did okay. Dark Riders did fine. And Dreadspears did well. Archmage of Metal, real good work. Dragon Princes also did very, very nicely. The Plague of Rust casts were quite great. Illyrian Reaver Archers did fine. And the Lore Master and Sword Masters did good. So, I am going to ask Frog to switch sides. You are! Frog, switch sides so I can see units easier. Your team disappears when shattered. So I will have Rainy Frog and Sir Groot switch sides. for my ease of tracking. All right. And then I will ask Groot walk so I can pick a map. Because I'll pick a map based on who he picks. He's building a build, so I'm going to assume it's walk. Alright, very cool tournament idea, so let's talk about it. I think it speaks for how high elves are costing in this game. I can't tell by a glance which one is the Gladiator. Do you think that the old world will maybe re-release Isle of Blood, Spire of Dawn? I don't know what that is, Bahamut, and I'm sorry I failed you. Stormrunner, you did great. If a fly has no wings, is it a walk? Yes. So Frog got a lot of stuff. We'll have to get into game to actually see everything that he got, but I can already tell. Death Hag and Malekith are way more expensive than they were. The Cold Knights and Sisters of Slaughter that remained got triple chevron. Honestly, with triple chevrons already elite units, these guys are not going to break. They're going to shatter or fight to... not even shatter, they're just going to fight to the death. And again, there's no blocker because the reason you normally want a blocker is that the enemy can't... snipe out your build or anything, or like build to counter your build. Well, Groot knows exactly what Rainy Frog's build is, and Rainy Frog can't change his build no matter what. So it doesn't matter if there's a blocker. It doesn't matter if he knows what's coming. Is there any matchup so bad it's still hard to win with 2,600 gold last? Hot take, maybe Khorne versus Nurgle. Yeah, Stormrunner, same wavelength. Same wavelength, buddy. Was a Heil versus Skaven box in 8th AOS? Huh. I did not do much of the tabletop. I play a lot of tabletop games, but not like miniature games. I entered the Warhammer fandom with Total Warhammer 1. Dwarves versus Skaven? Maybe. I think there's some crafty dwarf players that with a little extra money could actually make it quite difficult, especially with like 4 or 5 gyrocopters. That would be a pain in the ass. Gyrocopters, a crap ton of slayers. Cannons. How does Dark Elf taste? Gamey. That there be lava. A part of me wants to go back to Warhammer 2 and play it for a bit and remember all the changes that Game 3 made. I like how it's not moving, but it is making noise. I found it. This is where the sound is originating. further you get away, the quieter it is. Oakenhammer, my beloved? Dude, I don't know why they took out Oakenhammer. It was the best competitive map. I am moderately concerned about how long this load is taking. Did a player crash? All right. Neither of the players seems concerned yet in Discord. Jeremy, are you winning? Maybe. Possibly. When does Warhammer 3 become fun to play? I think it's fun to play right now, but I know the campaign is a little underwhelming for some people because the AI is really dumb. I don't remember Warhammer 2's AI being particularly difficult to defeat, but I do think Warhammer 3's is a lot dumber for some reason. Like, when you play single player, at least in my opinion, I feel like I am playing single player. It feels like none of the other factions try to do anything. And I don't play a ton of campaign, so maybe you've had a different experience, but the times I do play campaign, it's like off-screen, Malekith or someone will grow huge and have like 30 settlements. I'm like, oh, this guy must be a badass, and declare war on him and go fight him, and like, he has maybe 1 or 2 armies. They're still pretty low tier, they're bad, and he doesn't use them aggressively at all. He just like walks around his land while I take it. I don't know. Maybe you guys have had different experiences, but I have had no difficulties taking out anybody, no matter how big they are. It just feels weird. Anyway, Malekith, after winning on the shores of Ulthuan, took a lot of damage. He took a lot more damage than he thought he would. Decides that maybe this kind of single army, not that great of units thing is not good enough to take all of Ulthuan. Gets back on his boat and leaves. But by then, you know what else is to the south? Lothern. And Lothern saw him go straight past in his Dark Elf boat, and they said, oh, that's it, that there's a Dark Elf. So they rallied the gigantic High Elf fleet, and Malekith turned south to go back, you know, around where he came to Naggarond, and there's a giant High Elf fleet there. He goes, shit! So he goes north around Ulthuan to try and get home. Well, there's also some Norskins up there and stuff, so he is forced to beach, otherwise he will have to fight 4 or 5 ships at the same time. Can't do that, so he lands. And on land, Archaon, the motherfucking Everchosen, is like halfway through his quest to becoming the Everchosen, so he just happens to be there, and he sees Malekith, and one of the gods he was going on a task for at the time says, hey, go kick that Dark Elf's ass, and he says, alrighty, sir, anything to become the Everchosen. And that's where we are. So Chaos Warhounds with Poison, Skull Crushers of Khorne, looks like 2 of each of those units. Then we have Chaos Knights of Slaanesh, Chaos Trolls, a front line of Marauders, and Chaos Warriors. And then, of course, the Everchosen himself with Spirit Leech, Burning Head, Slayer of Kings, and Fight or Die. It's not the legendary experience then where the AI is like 5 full stacks per settlement. No, it's not. As for the Dark Elf army, it's the same army you saw last time, though we do have some upgrades. Malekith got his dragon. Apparently you left him on the boat last time, plus some of his items. We have a Death Hag fully kitted out on her Blood Cauldron, and now our Sorceress of Fire has a Dark Pegasus. Yeah, it does have a tendency to run from your armies or hunker down in settlements. Yeah, it's silly. Anyway, no more distractions. We're focusing as the Dark Elf army comes sweeping over the plains. Chaos Knights of Slaanesh, actually just Chaos Knights in general, Skull Crushers, any of their cavalry are getting cycle charges off. And the Death Hag is going to 1v1 Archaon, which is not a thing we typically say at all because we don't see the Death Hag, but 1v1 Archaon is a tough ask. And she's already down to half HP as Witch Elves desperately try to catch up. Malekith gets a really good breath attack onto Chaos Warriors, but this Death Hag might need a hand. She might need some help. As she pops the potion of foolhardiness to become unbreakable, Archaon spirit leeches her ass and she's rampaging. Malekith, do something! She's gonna die! As he just beats the shit out of her! Oh my god! He just kills her! He just rolls up and one-taps her. The Witch Elves managed to rampage him and the Chaos Knights of Slanesh, so they can't keep cycle charging around. They are going to take big damage. The Dark Elf front line is now getting engaged, and a Soul Stealer hits the already rampaged Archaon. I wonder if Malekith will hop in. He pops standard ground for all of his ground forces, and he also hops in, trying to get some good poke onto Archaon, whose spells are on cooldown. By spells, I mean like Slayer of Kings and Fighter Die and all that stuff. It's on cooldown that he used to absolutely beat the piss out of that Death Hag. But knowing that there's no Slayer of Kings or anything, Malekith feels plenty comfortable to just dive in there and get a little bit of poke. Dark Riders catch some dogs, should be able to push them off. I don't really see any other Dark Elf units in horrible despair just yet, but a big Burning Head down the line is going to do a ton of damage to these Witch Elves and the Sisters of Slaughter. And the Dark Riders were out just due to their leadership, but the damage really came in for these units, and I wonder if any of them will get finished off, as Murderous Prowess and Murderous Mastery are popped. This is where it gets spooky. Archaon's back, baby. Spirit Leech onto Malekith, Skull Crusher Surround, and Archaon's buffs are probably up soon. Fighter Die and Slayer of Kings going to come in here any second. And Malekith's down to half HP in the blink of an eye. Ooey owie, should have picked Dowie. There's Fighter Die. All these units getting even more buffs. Malekith is probably going down. Probably gonna fucking die. Supreme Sorceress, not Supreme Sorceress. Sorceress of Fire still in the sky though, so even if he dies here, you will get a high Beastmaster, and you can just replace the Sorcerer, you can make the Sorceress of Fire your mage, but Malekith does shatter. I don't think he's making it home. Spider-Man, no way home. As for the rest of the Dark Elves, so far, big chillin'. So far, where's that last Cold One Knight? Did he die? No, he's right there. Okay, he's fine. Those Sisters of Slaughter are awfully close to dead, so were some Witch Elves, but for now, they're hanging in there. These Sisters of Slaughter are our next target to watch for the death. 200 HP left on them. Falling. 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 Might be toaster strudels. And Chaos actually has a significant lead on the balance of power, so none of this might matter. The Dark Elves just might meet their fate in the Chaos Wastes. Sister of Slaughter did shatter in the end. Cold the Knights, oof, getting crushed here by these trolls and the Skull Crushers. And a Burning Head comes through, I believe, from the Dark Elves. I believe, though that honestly could have belonged to either party. Oh, that one belongs to Archaon for sure, as it goes straight through some Witch Elves and Black Arc Corsairs. Damn. This is looking like the end of it. Archaon's forces are dwindling, but he has some Skull Crushers, some Chaos Knights. And that'll be that. Who's the Dark Elf player and why did they hate their characters? No. Mick Rightface, I feel attacked. Archaon, 3,800 damage value, 3,500 on a Skull Crusher, 1,200 on the other Skull Crusher. Cast Knight of Slanesh, 1,200. And yeah. On the other side, Malekith, the Death Hag, attempted to carry their army, but it was not enough. And the Naked Lady spam turned into Naked Lady Ham. All right. Groot, if you want to be a gladiator, switch sides and make an army, ban 5 factions. If not, then we will ask if Swamp wants to be. Demons of Chaos, and he'll ban the same factions. Demons of Chaos in this format is goddamn bold, let me just say. Sir Groot says although. You might want to rethink that one. Demons are really hard to keep alive. So normal swamp is in, as Sir Groot is making his build. And yeah. Entire army vanishes to dust in the first round. At least it'll be easy to track. It'll be easy to track when he loses. Normal swamp? Yeah. We don't see a lot of normal swamp. He plays a lot of Vermin League games on my server, but every time I've interacted with him, he's a very pleasant individual. I have no negative things to say about Swamp. I mean, he's building a lizard build, so I'd assume he's lizards. I mean, with 15,000 funds, at least your demon army will feel like a real army for the first time in your entire lives. Fat kid at recess, I accept this. They always pay for themselves, right? Of course they do. Did anybody watch the Thankwell video today? And if so, what'd you think? Because I was a little, I don't know. I wanted to talk about Thankwell, but in the omnibus, the first book is a little, it's good. It's a good read, but I didn't have a lot to say about it. You remember if you were here for yesterday's stream and I was talking about the future of those lore videos? I've read a lot of Warhammer books, but only like half of them I have anything to say. There's other ones where I'm like, yeah, this is good, but I have nothing I want to talk about on it. Thankwell's first book was like that, like Gracier. It's like, this is a good story. I really enjoyed the story. I don't have a lot to say, so I kind of struggled with that part of what I was going to talk about. But the second and third book are really funny. I love the start and the end of the second book for that video, because a fucking ninja Wolverine Claw Rat Ogre fights a T-Rex with his bare hands. And the whole time, Thankwell's trying to cast spells and do stuff, and there's a Saurus riding the T-Rex that's, like, stopping him from casting spells. It's just really funny. Hi, Jeremy. Thanks, Miss Pikeman. I was able to get through the first half before the stream started. It's a banger so far. Okay, Tequila, then it only gets better. Very animated during the process. I like talking about books and lore and stuff, and I like just, I don't know. I like trying to come up with comedic ways to talk about things, because I really enjoyed, a channel I've been enjoying a lot recently is Sheev Talks. It's really fun. He talks about, because I like to watch, here's content I like to watch. I like to watch things that I'm either interested in, but I'm never going to get around to. So I like watching or listening to when I'm at work. I listen to people play games I'm never going to play, because I want to know the plot. I want to know about the game, but I know I'm not going to play it. So it's kind of like vicariously experiencing it. I like those. Or I love listening to people just shit on something that I know is bad. And Sheev Talks is really good for that second one, where it's like, okay, I shouldn't say stuff I know is bad. I was listening to his take on the Obi-Wan Kenobi show because I knew I wasn't going to watch it. I don't have Disney Plus. I don't really intend to. Plus, I'm kind of burned out on Star Wars, but I did want to know what happens. And he hates it so much that it's hilarious. And it's like, I don't know. I like how he talks about things. And there are some people like that where, is it red? It's not Red Letter Media. It's something. All right, both armies are good. there are some of those content creators that do the long form just shitting on shows and movies and stuff that I love, even if they're talking about a movie I enjoy. I appreciate the jokes they make. I appreciate the way they put together words. I don't know. So I'm just the kind of person that can really appreciate content getting shit on. And I know that's not content for everybody, and I acknowledge that. And if you liked Obi-Wan Kenobi, good for you. I'm just saying I really loved hearing this guy just tear it apart. And I haven't seen it. I have not seen the show, so I don't even know if it is bad. I just know that this guy that I like listening to fucking hates it. And it's so funny. He's just losing his goddamn mind. Dropped it by the 3rd episode. Yeah. So I love that kind of content. I love people just digesting stuff and shitting on it. Like, oh, great example. And I'm gonna lose 150 subscribers right now, but I wanna make my point clear to you. I really enjoyed Dark Souls 2. I enjoyed Dark Souls 1 more, but I enjoyed Dark Souls 2 quite a bit. And like no one else did. And there was a channel, and I'm forgetting his name now. He hasn't done a video in a very long time. But there was a channel of this guy that like worshipped Dark Souls 1 and fucking hated Dark Souls 2. And I have listened to his Dark Souls 2 just takedown like 2 or 3 times. Even though I love the game, I just really liked the jokes he did and stuff during it. So yeah, I fucking love it. So anyway, I try to channel a bit of that when I talk about Thanquil and stuff, where it's not as much about like the plot point by point. It's more about just hitting on things I thought were funny and thought other people would laugh at. For me, it was the AI-powered minigun with the AI-powered dead rat ogre. Yeah, I forget if I mentioned it, but also Ikit Claw... I actually forgot if I mentioned it, but Ikit Claw has a robot zombie Skaven in that book, too. That 3rd book, all 3 are written by the same guy, but that 3rd book just went... like, C.L. Werner wanted to write a sci-fi story, and Games Workshop said, no, by contract you have to finish the Thanquil Omnibus. And he's like, fine, but I'm writing my sci-fi story and just slipping your characters' names into it. Alright. Dark Souls 2 is good, I liked it. Yeah. Critical Drinker is great. I'll read more of this in a second. So... Malekith died in the Chaos Wastes, and on his way out, he turned to Marathi and said, "Mama, save me!" And she said, "I can, but you're not going to like the result." And then Malekith said, "Just do it!" And Marathi turned her beautiful baby boy into an equally beautiful, giant, horrific demon monster. So Malekith wandered the wastes for about 100 minutes, before getting over his new form, and he decided, you know what, all the Dark Elves love Slaanesh anyway, I'm just going to make a new army up here in the Wastes, and go back to Nagarond, the king I always was, and if they dare question me, I have a bunch of squishy friends that will have words with them. So for those squishy friends, we have 5 blue horrors, including the chromatic abominations, pink horrors, and exalted pink horrors, ROR, the blazing squealers. We have the bringers of beguilement, Malekith's children that he somehow sired up in this Chaos Waste in the very short amount of time he's been here. 2 Seekers of Slaanesh, 2 Flesh Hounds of Khorne, one of which is the Hounds of the Blood Hunt, and then we have a Soul Grinder of Tzeentch. Yahar. On the other side, for the Lizards, we have a whole bunch of dinosaurs. Feral Cold Ones and Cold One Riders, Horned Ones, Star Chamber Guardians, Umbral Tide Salamander Hunting Pack, and Ancient Salamander, Lord Mazda Mundi, a Revivification Crystal, and 3 Skirmishing Skinks with 1 basic skink cohort. So you know how Oxyotl spawns in the South Pole on the Mortal Empires map, and he just wants to hunt down demons all his livelong day? Well, he called in sick to work, and Mazda Mundi floated up with an army to replace him, because, you know, he's a good guy, and, you know, Oxyotl's sick, so he'll show up and help him out. But Mazda Mundi shifted the tectonic plates around, so what used to be north was south, so he's heading to what was the South Pole about 1,500 years ago, so now he's going north. So these Lizardmen land in the north, and they're like, whoa, where's Oxyotl? What's going on? Oh, fuck, a demon army! Well, that's what we're here to destroy, so might as well destroy it. And Malekith, of course, seeing Mazda Mundi, is like, you fuck! because Malekith is not a fan of Lizardmen to the south. Lizards are doing a bit of kiting. The Hounds of the Blood Hunt are netted in place and shot in the face by the Arbal Tide. What up, Cometrian? Imagine getting your flesh unburnt, but you still can't touch yourself because you're close. Damn. All right, the Hounds of the Blood Hunt are fading away. Goodbye, my little friends. They're currently trying to stay alive through the regeneration of Gore Feast, but it will not be enough, and they will fade. Though the blue and pink horrors are doing a deadly number on those skink skirmishers in the front line. All right. So Mazda Mundi's getting dove on by Malekith, but demonified. And already down to half HP. Acquiescence plus the Rampage army ability. No, it's just Seductive Glory. It's just bound to the Exalted Keeper's secrets. Huh. Anyway, sniping him out. Those little Nurglings that are around, trying to keep an eye on them and make sure they don't fade away out of sight. Meanwhile, ooh, almost losing a Seeker too. Have to be a little careful about not missing any of these units that are potentially fading away. And fade away they shall. Those Seekers are doomed. Those Seekers are the most doomed thing I've ever seen in this entire world. Goodbye, Seekers. So we lost the ROR Bloodhounds. We lost a Seeker. The Exalted Keeper of Secrets did a lot of damage to Mazda Mundi, and started falling back as the Arbal Tide are Gatling gunning her for the moment. Though she's going to get netted. Is she still in their range? It looks like yes, so she's going to take a lot of damage from that one. Seekers of Slanesh and Flesh Hounds of Khorne taking some damage on the top side, but ooh, we're losing a blue horde too, but we really need this Keeper to survive. Come on, Keeper! That net's lasting too damn long. She can't get out. Oh, she's out. Oh, she's running. She's juking. She's dodging. Can she live? Will she live? Should she live? Oh, she is. On the front line, the Bringers of Beguilement plus the Frolickers Bubonic are hanging out. They're chilling. We're losing more blue horrors. This lady is alive, and that is a technicality. Oh, fuck, no. Horned ones find her. She starts crumbling, then she stops crumbling, then she starts crumbling, then she stops crumbling. She's trying to run away, but she's gonna keep crumbling. No! Malekith dies a second time on this godforsaken shore. He just wanted to go home, but he is toast. Aside from Malekith dying yet again, the soul of Malekith, that is, we still have a full health Soul Grinder. There are a good amount of demon units. The balance of power is in their favor, and I do tend to agree. So I think the demons will be clutching this game. Though, God, I don't even want to think about what little they have left after this. Bringers of Beguilement almost fading away as well. Mazda probably needs to be sniped out. It looks like they're trying to rampage him yet again, though I don't know what follow-up they have for that. These Chromatic Abominations probably have to turn and shoot at Mazda just to do good damage to him. As the rampage comes in, but he does throw out his Bound Banishment. Really good juke there, honestly, from Sir Groot. Nice stuff. But the Demonic Instability hits anyway! Cause fuck you, I guess! Then we lose the pink horrors in the back. The boys, Bubonic, are desperately trying to cling to life. Seekers are fine, Fleshhounds are fine, Soul Grinder's fine. Bringers of Beguilement actually managed to hang on at 7 HP for quite a while, but they do eventually fade away. Mazda routes, but what does it matter? I mean, if you get the Fleshhounds over here to actually chase his ass off, then maybe it'll matter, but for now, the Blazing Squealers and the Chromatic Abominations are doing okay. But this is a Pyrrhic victory if I've ever seen one. Chromatic Abominations actually just hold their ground and keep firing, which is really going to help out this army. Yeah. Now a whole bunch of stuff's going to start routing as Horned Ones pile back in. Horned Ones get a rear charge onto the Chromatic Abominations. The Ancient Salamander that is in the fight was not getting the healing. Where did that healing come from? Where's that thing? There it is. Revivification Crystal offering some healing in this time of need. Blue Horror is trying to get rid of those Feral Cold Ones still. Damn, those Horned Ones are taking a lot of damage from the Seeker countercharge and the Soul Grinder, but the Chromatic Abominations are crumbling away. Another unit to lose from the build. This is gonna be the most jank-ass build that's left over. Because there is nothing out here. You have 2 blue horrors, the blazing squealers, a soul grinder, some seekers, some flesh hounds, and then we'll have to replace the lord. Star Chamber Guardians finally rout. Those horned ones took a shellacking. It looks like the blazing squealers are going to try and get off some shots onto them before they collide. But collide they shall. And that Revivification Crystal is the biggest problem right now. Soul Grinder Zinch probably has to finish it off. Seekers will come in with a devastating rear charge, even though they're down to half of their models. Still just charging into the horned ones should do a lot of damage, though the horned ones actually turn and fight. And the Ancient Salamander fires on them from behind. Oh my god, they're gonna start crumbling. No fucking way. Hang in there, Seekers. Hang in there. As they disengage, they will start crumbling, and the blue horrors are back. The blazing squealers are doing their best. The flesh hounds have successfully chased off skinks in the distance, and this soul grinder is like, please, army. Please, stop crumbling. We're gonna win, just hold on. Revivification Crystal onto the horned ones as they plow straight through the blazing squealers, who also start the demonic instability crumbling. It's coming! It's coming! And they're gone. Alright, Groot's just FFs. I think he would have won that battle, but he would have lost the war. Horned ones paying for themselves. The hunting pack ROR did fantastically well. Mazda and his Temple Guard did okay. Cold ones, feral cold ones, mixed, did okay. Skirmishers did okay. Sally can hit the broadside of a barn. Yes, can sometimes. Soul Grinder did great. Blazing Squealers honestly did fine. Seekers, one of them did well, one of them did not. Blue Horrors did well as usual. Pink Horrors and stuff did okay. All right, the second death of Malekith. All right, what do we got for next? So we have Rinless versus Swamp. So we let people pick Demon's Chaos Army in this from this much funds in all tournaments now. I mean, that wasn't a good case for that. Yeah, it was silly. Dark Souls 1 is definitely superior. Yeah, I really enjoyed Dark Souls 1. I've played the shit out of it. Pick a faction, ban 5, and build an army. I'm quite ready to disappoint. Normal Swamp transfers to Norska. Before I pick a map, I want to see what Rinless's faction's going to be, so that I can pick a map that makes sense for these two factions. I love Horned Ones, second favorite unit for Lizardmen after Croc Scores. Tequila Sunset, my man, I also fucking love Croc Scores. Swamp's figuring it out. Lost some mobility because it's the end of it. It's alright, Sir Groot. We're just chilling. That was a hilarious game. Greenskins ban Bretonia, Tzeentch, Ogre Kingdoms, Vampire Counts, and Vampire Coast. So Rinless can pick anything besides those 5 factions. Make a smaller army. So we get some Greenskins. You know what's funny, though, about Greenskins is I always get a 20 stack with Greenskins, and then I have extra money left over to spend on the rest of my army. I am so curious what Normal Swamp's going to bring with an extra 2,600 funds. Because, like, I just want goblins over orcs because they charge my WA faster. I usually like squigs. Even though they're really cheap, I just like pairing them with goblins for the armor piercing, and they make, like, one amazing 650 gold unit with 2 unit slots. You know? Nothing else is that expensive except for like the giant monsters. So I have no idea what Normal Swamp's gonna do. Maybe we'll get some black orcs. You did pick to have fun, Groots, and I hope you succeeded. We had fun. I like how it turned out that I spun your story into just being like, I mean, well, I forgot to change the map, so then I just kept the story the same where I'm like, Marathi just turned Malekith into an exalted demon of Slaanesh. It's fine, it's fine. And then he fucking dies again in the exact same spot that he died. He lands on this beach, dies, loses his whole fucking army, gets reincarnated as a demon, gathers another army, goes back to that beach, and fucking dies again. Could have been any other beach. He could have gone anywhere in the whole world, and he went back to that beach to get his boat and died. That is my headcanon now for what happened. Alright, if we have Wood Elves, I gotta start thinking of a map. Wood Elves versus Greenskins, huh? Peasant's Pasture is fine. It's a wooded map that you would believably see Greenskins in. Oh, we're getting some Slaughterer action. This is an orky build. Trolls and orcs. They see 2 goblin units so far. Alright. While he finishes his build, I'll hit ready in case the players are good to go. Rinless has been watching the stream and talking a lot, so I'd imagine he knows that he's supposed to have 2,600 funds left over. That'll be fine. I'm gonna take a leak. What time is it? Oh, it's only 1. We've only been streaming for an hour. Cool. There's no hard endpoint for this, but I should get going around 3. FYI. Sabrus is up next, then Lamb Sauce King, then the Phoenix King. And then there's no one. No one, no one. How's everybody else today? You doing good? The nation calls. I'm tired. I'm tired. Work's been real busy. Life's been real busy. Hopefully this is the last crazy busy day I have. Actually, tomorrow's going to be pretty stupid busy too, but hopefully after that it gets a little better. Grace and I have engagement photos tomorrow, so I got to go to work, come home, go do those, go back to work, and then get home around like 8. So, it's going to be a long day. Knighthood is fine. Henry says it goes. Grieven, you dodged a fever? I'm glad, though I'm sorry you weren't feeling up to snuff. Vanthus, I'm sensing a theme with you. You seem to like the lizards. Lamb sauce, I feel that, buddy. I feel it. We'll get through this. In the meantime, I check and see if I have any tea left. Just a little bit. It's all gone. It's all gone. Azhag the Slaughterer. He's up north in Red Eye Mountain, north of Ungrim Ironfist. And he sat out looking across the world one day, and the Crown of Nagash said for the 150th time, "Go south." And Azhag said, for the 151th time, "No." So Azhag looks, and he looks, and he searches, and he scours for something to be worth his time. And then the spooky death crown on his head that tells him to keep going south tells him to open a book, and he opens the book, and he's flipping through the book. The Crown of Nagash wants to get him to a page that Nagash left behind about the black scepter of Arkan's 19th in command, Joey Rickomaballs. And this black scepter of Joey Rickomaballs, if you hold it, you can slay 50 men with one swing. It unleashes tornadoes upon your foes. He wants to bait Azhag with that to get him to go south, and then he could take over his brain at the last second and get him to go over to Nagashazar and awaken Nagash. But as Azhag is flipping through the book, he comes across the Potion of Quiet Things. And he stops to read it, and Nagash is, the Crown of Nagash is like, no, keep turning the pages, keep turning the pages. And he says, shut up, funny hat, I'm reading. And as he reads, he learns that the Wood Elves in Athaloran, if you take the sap of their greatest tree, the Oak of Ages, and you mix it with the tears of dying dryads, you can make a potion that will silence any extra voices in your head. And Azhag's like, I want that one! That one seems real good, boys! Gets together his boys, and the Crown of Nagash is like, fuck! But it's too late. Azhag has made up his mind. He's gonna go get some tree tears and tree sap and make himself a no-thinky potion to shut up the head. Azhag can read, hush you. Azhag says no the 101st time. The Crown only told him to do it so 150 times. Azhag's probably said no before the Crown of Nagash told him to. Like, he's probably said no to other stuff. Like someone offered him, you know, brunch with mimosas, and he said no, because Azhag's polite. For the armies, the Wood Elf Challenger army, we have 2 Great Stag Knights, a whole bunch of Glade Riders, Dryads, Glade Guard, 2 of them it looks like, then some Spears. We have Durthu, Big Daddy Durthu, and a Waystalker. Cool, cool. For Azhag's army that we will be following, we have some Orc Boys and Orc Biggins, Azhag himself up on his Wyvern mount, Squig Herd, Stone Trolls, the Night Goblin Arrow, the Spinning Loons, so 2 Stone Trolls total with the Swamp Things, River Troll, ROR, the Hammer of Gork, and some Squig Herds. Plus more Orc Boy Biggins. Another Spirit Leech onto the Great Stag Knights as Stone Trolls try and stop up the Dryads. The Orc Boy Biggins look like they want to take a more advantageous fight, maybe when Wa is up, maybe when they have infantry nearby, or something. Meanwhile, Durthu is stomping towards that front line. He doesn't give a single shit. He's going to just plow into some goblins who are already under attack by his Flakadoom. Orion uses it to shut up Ariel. Alright, Great Stag Knights finally going to take a fight, though now they are fighting Azhag and Stone Trolls and Orc Boy Biggins, so overall that flank is not going well for the Wood Elves whatsoever. Meanwhile, a really good play here. Morgo's Magi Marauders sprinting over to the Glade Guard, just getting some free damage onto those guys as more Glade Riders beneath our camera are getting murdered. The frontline fight, a Waz popped to help out the Greenskins a little bit. 1 Squig Herd is routing. Another Spear Leech onto some Great Stag Knights, but the Broken Tusk Mob's not feeling too hot these days. I do wonder what the Wood Elves are going to do about damage, what they're actually going to try and snipe out and kill altogether. Ooh, if they could get onto the Hammer of Gork with something significant, that could be actually pretty good. I don't know if a Manticore is going to do it. We'll have to see. I think your best options, I mean, wow, Humor Boy points at the low health bars and says that's a good one. Maybe with the Great Stag Knights, if they just suicide charge, they can shatter the Broken Tusk Mob. Maybe you can kill the Squig Herd with a Manticore or something. Maybe you can finish off the Hammer of Gork. I don't think anything on the south side is even close to routing. The Wood Elves are currently getting massacred, but we'll see if they can turn anything around. Spinning Loons go through the Dryads and some Orc Boys. Whoops. As Durthu continues to stomp on the Fools. Manticore is going to chase the Hammer of Gork around for a little bit, but should probably reprioritize onto the Squig Herd, route them again, and then maybe if Durthu can get a second Manticore summon, it can route them for a 3rd time to shatter them. Ooh, but here we are! Great Stag Knights and Glade Riders do manage to snipe out the Broken Tusk Mob unattended. These poor boys taking a lot of damage. Let's see if they actually shatter. Oh man, they're clutching to life. 400 HP for them. Not looking too good, but not that bad. There we go. So if all is worse or something, you got rid of 1 nice regiment of renown. Durthu continues to fight. We're probably going to need a second Manticore summon to chase down the Hammer of Gork or something like that. Actually, that Savage Orc Warboy is not looking so hot. Maybe. Army losses is also coming in real quick, though, for the Wood Elves, so I don't think they'll have a lot of time left to really focus on sniping things out. I think this is about the end of the road for them. But you got 1 unit, and it wasn't just 1 stinking gobbo. It was a whole gosh darn regiment of renown. But, oh, the Glade Riders suicide! They're going for it! They're trying to kill the Hammer of Gork real quick while Azhag and the Squigs desperately try and stop them. The Glade Riders are going to peace out now. They got it to route for a 2nd time. If we can get a Manticore summon from Durthu that can follow those guys, because when they rally 1 more time, you could just route them again. I love that suicide play. That was cool. That made me happy. It is another Flock of Doom from Durthu, though. He might actually just be trying to focus on killing, like, flat out killing the Unbreakable Night Goblins. Yeah, he also put down a Sword of Daith. He's really going for the damage. He got him. He got him, boys! ROR Unbreakable Goblins are dead. The Regiment of Renown Boar Boys are dead. And now the Hammer of Gork is on death's door. If anything can get over there and route them 1 more time, they will shatter. Meanwhile, Great Stag Knights desperately trying to get these Savage Orc Boar Boys to shatter. They won't be able to do it before those guys get off the map, though. No shot. It looks like Durthu is not going to waste a Manticore to chase down the Hammer of Gork. It looks like he himself is going for these Orc Boys next to... Ooh, Orc Biggins next to the Dryads, trying to snipe them out. It's a pretty good play. Another Spirit Leech. Bounce power is getting real low. Personally, man, I would just go for I'd go for the Manticore summon to chase down the Hammer of Gork and route it off. But there's a shatter. So we've lost the Orc Biggin And the Orc Boar Boy Biggin ROR. Great Stag Knights are fucking going for it! Can the balance of power hold? -3. They don't rout though. They don't rout though. These reindeer don't crit. Oh, there's the army losses. They were coming for him. The fucking Hammer Gork crew's like, oh, Jesus Christ. We were so close. That was so spooky. Those Great Stag Knights almost just ran down the Hammer Gork. That would have been hilarious. All right. Boarboy Biggin, the 8-peak loons, and a Biggin died. All right, and then we need... Oh, whoops. I copy and paste that into my admin chat. And then Sabrus. You're up. Yeah, Rinless, if you're still in the chat, I was getting pretty hyped when those Great Stag Knights just turned towards the rock lava and started sprinting as Army Losses was coming in behind them like a tidal wave in a bad B movie, but they couldn't outrun it and they got swept away. But they said no, only the one time? Yeah, only the one time. That battle was one-sided? It was, but do remember that the Greenskins have 2,600 more funds than the Wood Elves. So it's kind of supposed to be. Alright, Sabrus is coming. Looks like he's going to pick the Dwarves. The Dwarves. I'm pretty sure he's going to pick the Dwarves, and if he does, I have to find a map that Greenskins and Dwarves would meet on. Okay. Doc Karaz. Alright, map set. Dwarves are ready. Oh, Sabrus already had a build saved up. And Sabrus the Chad. Sabrus the Chad already predicted the story I was going to tell. As soon as he picked Dwarves, I was cooking up something and he knew. You knew what I was going to say. That's awesome. That's fucking great. So, if you remember what I said literally as soon as we got Azhag, he lives in Red Eye Mountain in Immortal Empires. And in the actual lore, he doesn't live there, but whatever. In Immortal Empires, he's in Red Eye Mountain, so he got the tears of the trees and the sap of the big wool. He's heading home to make himself a potion, and on his way home, he has to pass by Karak Kadrin. Usually, it's not a big deal. Usually, the dwarves stay in their tiny little hut in the side of the mountain. Today is not that day. As he passes by Castle Drakenhof, he can see the castle in the distance, and there's just a shit ton of Slayers waiting for him. Slayers, Dragonback Slayers, Slayers, Slayers. Then we have triple Giant Slayers. All of them are double gold chevroned. Ungrim motherfucking Iron Fist and Gotrek Gurnison. All of them are here to kick some greeny hiney. Azhag, seeing this army, never one to pass up on a good stumpy stomping, turns to his boys and starts to say wah before the Crown of Nagash takes over, and it's like, left flank, take most of our heavy cavalry, be sure to cycle charge, don't stay in combat with the Slayers. Slayers are very good against cavalry. Stone Trills, wait for my mark. Hold until the Orc boys saturate the front line. Skirmish cavalry and Hammer of Gork, you're in charge of harassing those Slayers, making them come to us so we don't have to fight that. Then Azhag shakes his head violently. Sorry, funny talking again. Get him! and leads the charge himself. He hears weird helicopter noises from Castle Drakenhof. So the Slayers mount their charge, running straight at the forces of the Greenskins, who are going to kite them as best as possible with 2 little skirmish cav and the Hammer of Gork. I mean, they will eventually have to get into melee here because these guys are going to run out of ammo, probably killing like 1, maybe 2 Slayers. And we get mild lag. Now with the army funds he got back from his units dying, it looks like he threw a bunch of chevrons around his army, making them more elite. And Azhag also happened to get Azag's Ard Armor, Foe Seeker, and some of his other passives with his extra money. That was a top-notch Azhag impersonation. Thanks. I've been working on it a lot. Every night before I go to bed, I pretend I'm Azhag. Slayers are going to get the fight they crave. The Swamp Thing's charging in, trying to get a little bit of damage, and then they'll probably attempt to pull back and regenerate what they lost. Attempt is a key word. We'll see if they are able to actually do it, as the Slayers take about 1/5 of their HP, and the Skirmish Cav continue to reap a terrible toll. But there's a problem. Hammer of Gork crew does not outrun Slayers, I don't think. Even off their mount, I don't think they outrun Slayers. So as long as the Dwarves just keep walking straight at this guy, they're eventually going to force a fight. Azhag's flying overhead, deciding what the hell to do about all this. Probably prepping a Fate of Buna for either the Dragonback Slayers or the Giant Slayers or something. Or I guess just Spirit Leech spam on a Gotrek. But yeah, the Slayers are catching up to the Hammer of Gork, so the Greenskins are going to have to make a choice at some point. Otherwise, they're just going to lose the Hammer of Gork for free. There's a Fate of Buna onto the Slayers as Stone Trolls charge in, and Skirmish Cav are going to try and punish them. Azhag's even going to opt into the fight as his Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins taking the fight to the Gold Chevron Giant Slayers. And the Gold Chevron Giant Slayers are showing where that money went as they half health the Savage Orc Boar Boys. Sorry, it's not Biggins, just Savage Orc Boar Boys. They half health them in the blink of an eye. God damn. Stone Trolls, Triple Gold Chevron also caught up in the Slayers, and these other Slayers are not giving up the fight. They are chasing down the Hammer of Gork, and they're like, no, Squigs, no, Squigs, do something about it. Do something about it. What you gonna do, Squigs? Squigs say nothing and keep running. Stone Trolls taking a mighty crumpin', and the rest of the Slayers continue to play a little bit of zone control, but you can see both these Skirmish Cav are down to half ammunition. While they've done great, like I don't begrudge them what they've done, there's still a ton of Slayers left to deal with. And these Slayers got lost in the sauce a little bit. These ones are going to go fight Orc Boys, and the other ones have movement orders downhill away from the Hammer of Gork. So I'm sure there's just like a lot going on, and a little mini whoopsie there from the Slayers. As they continue to try and ring in the Stone Trolls. Now, if the Stone Trolls just route, they'll route off the map. They won't shatter or anything. But, I mean, it's like still a good value piece to take off from your opponent. Orc Boys are about to get sandwiched in by hungry, hungry Slayers. And Azhag's coming to try and help them out of that sticky situation. 4 Goblin Spider Riders got caught for a brief moment in the Slayers, but they will escape. Taking out his Night Goblin Aurora and his Boar Boy hurt him a lot for this one, I think. Yeah, it looks like it. Orc Boys are getting focused down as Azag's Ard Armor is popped just to give these guys raw stats to keep them alive. 55 melee defense and 60 armor, but they're still going to rout, and we'll see if the Slayers can clean them up entirely, as there's nothing over here that can help them. Like, the Squigs are also really bad at fighting the Slayers. Azhag doesn't really want to land, and even if he does, the Slayers can honestly ignore him, and I honestly think they should ignore him, because, once again, of the type of game we're playing, right? If it's a normal battle in a normal instance, the Slayers should focus Azhag, but when they're just trying to shatter stuff, they can chase these Orc Boys down and take them out. And yeah, they're shattered. So now you turn on the Squigs, who are rampaging, so they can't opt out of this fight if they wanted to, and the Slayers will eat them for breakfast. Azag's Ard Armor wears off, down to 23 melee defense, and the Squigs immediately are going to rout, which is fine. Like, I mean, Greenskins want them to rout rather than die, and the rest of the Slayers are trying to regroup with their Slayers in the low ground. Squigs do run away. 41 speed versus the 40 speed of the Slayers. Maybe they can get ticked as the Hammer of Gork go back for their mounts and realize they probably can't get it and decide to walk away. Ungrim continues to fight Orc Biggins with some of his Slayers, and Azhag's going to start cycle charging him a little bit. Good play there. And so far, the Greenskins have just suffered the loss of an Orc Boy. So far. Maybe a Squig. If that Squig rallies and immediately does that thing where Squigs sometimes re-rampage as soon as they're back, then they could charge straight into their death, but we'll see. Another Spirit Leech onto the Giant Slayers, just trying to deal damage to them as more Slayers, Gotrek, and Ungrim all fight their way through it. Squigs joining the battle, Trolls and Orc Biggins, or Orc Boarboy Biggins, trying not to get too involved. And the Dragonback Slayers are going to back off. The Squigs do not rampage immediately, though, and that's unfortunate for the Dwarves, meaning that Normal Swamp keeps control of those units and can just tell them to not rejoin the fight. Slayers continue to do glorious battle, though at this point I'm starting to get concerned that they don't have the agency to kill anything. So they'll probably route off stuff, and what I suspect Normal Swamp will do is he'll take anything that's too injured and just run it away and fight with the stuff that has full HP and grind the Slayers down that way. It's not that the Slayers can net anything in place. As this Squig Herd might shatter, their double Silver Chevron stats will maybe keep them from straight up shattering, but they're taking a lot of damage, and then they do rout. And the Slayers are after the Orc Boys. Orc Boys are slower than the Slayers, and I think that's why Sabers keeps picking on the Orc Boys. Are these Biggins at least? Yeah. So we've lost an Orc Boy, and now Orc Biggins are being chased to the ends of the earth by these Slayers who will give up at nothing, and then they give up. As soon as I say that, they give up. But they should definitely keep chasing the Orc Biggins. Chase the Orc Biggins. Biggins. No! You can't catch the Boar Boys! We know that! You can't catch them! No! Fight the unit you can catch! No! Slayers! Slayers! They're back to fighting these Stone Trolls whose heal cap is approaching. I think they've routed once, so if they rout again, it won't be a shatter or a problem. But Azhag lands in the middle of Slayers. Is this a problem? As Gotrek starts sprinting at him, Azhag decides to path out of here. He says, nope, fuck this. Fuck this noise, didn't mean to do this. And the Orc Biggins are back. Ugh, I wish the Dwarves had just chased those Orc Biggins, because they could have shattered them. That's a whoopsie. Savage Orc Boarboy Biggins are back in, as are these Spider Riders. This could be a good moment for the Dwarves to once again get the good damage out. Savage Orc Boarboys with only 35 armor will take a lot of damage. And more Orc Boarboy Biggins charging through the Slayers. The Greenskin army has been handled well. Anything too injured to really fight has been kept away from all the spooky, scary Slayers. Watching this without knowing the rules is very confusing, Spirit of the Gorg. I've explained it a couple times. The very brief version I'll go into right now is there's a larger army, the Greenskin army, that is the main character, and I keep a narrative about it, but anything that shatters or dies is cut from the build forever, and the money can be spent on making the stuff that's still alive more elite because they survived the battle and got more experience and all that stuff, right? And then we have challengers show up who try and kill off units, like kill them, not just rout them. You can shatter them or kill them, are the two ways to get them to cut from the build. We just see how long the build goes, and it's just fun. It's silly. Ungrim is going to find his way onto Azhag. Gotrek's coming in close too, and there's Giant Slayers nearby, though the Giant Slayers seem to mostly be focusing on the Orc Boar Boys and the Swamp Things. Doing good damage to those two. Maybe going to get them to rout. Definitely going to get them to rout. Savage Orc Boar Boys need to run away. River Trolls almost rout, but managed to hang in there for now. For now. And this single gold chevroned Orc Boy is returning to the battlefield. Now elsewhere we have Squigs who are so close to dead they don't really matter. We have Boar Boys who are getting pretty close to dead. Trolls still trying to regenerate up. The Slayer army is getting quite low. But eventually the Greenskins are looking like they're going to run out of troops that they can sacrifice to the Dwarven gods. All right, another Waz popped. Big charge in from the Spiders and the Boar Boys, doing a ton of damage, but these Orc Boys are getting worked down for it, and the Orc Biggins are back in the fight. The Greenskins just deciding they don't have the luxury of leaving entire units out to be safe. They need to win this battle first and then see who's alive after, which is probably pretty smart, as these Orc Biggins get routed. And this time I would like to see... Where's that Fate of Buna going? Oh, onto the healthiest Giant Slayer. That's nice. Actually, wait, there's that Giant Slayer. Whoops. Okay, that definitely should have gotten onto this Giant Slayer, but that's fine. Anyway, I really think the Slayers should keep on these two Orc infantry units because they're the only things you can reliably catch. Just for the sake of shattering them once and for all. The River Troll ROR is back in, and they're trying to get back out when a rout takes over. So the route will force them to get out, but can they? As the Slayers keep on their ass. The Slayer's getting a little divided, and a Hammer of Gork is back online. That's been some patient play with that fucking Hammer of Gork. That dude's been off of his mount forever. Orc Biggins and Orc Boys are routing. They are not being chased for now. It looks like the Swamp Things are being chased. And the Dwarves are all running at the Hammer of Gork. Azhag goes in for a bit of cheeky cycle charging. And I think he's used a lot of Spirit Leeches, but he probably wants like one more Fate of Yuna, if he even has the Winds of Magic, onto that Giant Slayer, which is going to get rear charged by Stone Trolls. Orc Boar Boy Biggins, these ones with their 85 armor charge in, which will... The 85 armor makes them take a lot less damage from the Slayers, because the basic Slayers don't have armor piercing. Giant Slayers do. Basic Slayers don't. Morgan's Major Marauders and the Gold Chevron Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers trying to just buy a little bit of space here. And man, there's a lot of Slayer flags, but there's not a lot of Slayers here. All of these Slayer units combined have less models than a single full health Slayer. The two over here have more models than a full health Slayer, but like all of these flags around Ungrim and Gotrek, nah, not a chance. Morgrubs are routed off, not shattered once again. Greenskins rallying some forces. Ah, the other Orc Biggin did shatter on its own in the distance. So we've lost 2 Orc Biggins, I believe. We've either lost an Orc Boy and an Orc Biggin or 2 Orc Biggins. Because whatever was down here was an Orc type unit. I just forget which type it was. So I'll see in the post-game screen. Because they only have 1 Orc Boy left, so I can see if there was 2 Orc Boys, then 1 Orc Boy and 1 Biggin. If there's 2 Biggins, then both Biggins shattered. Stone Troll's taking a lot of damage. Thinking about routing as Azhag dives in to get a little bit more out of it. Orc Boys continue to try and fight it out. And I do believe the Greenskins will win. It's just going to be with how much. I also love how everything here is unbreakable, so army losses literally doesn't matter. This little group of Slayers trying to catch up to the Hammer of Gork. Other Orc Boy is fighting, and these Orc Boys are relatively healthy, again, with this stage of the game. So they are probably going to finish off a lot of these extra Slayers lying around, and then that'll leave just Gotrek and Bitch McGee, whatever his name is. Ungrim. That one. Squigs fighting to the last versus these Slayers. Azhag comes over, giving his Ard armor to them, but the Squigs rout... Yet again. No, okay, sorry, that was a Slayer. A Slayer got wiped out. So the Squigs are still here. Squigs are still here. Squigs are chilling. Orc Boy's gonna rout. Not shattered just yet. And a massive lag spike all of a sudden. Gotrek and Ungrim will solo, though. Depends on how much Winds of Magic Azhag has. Depends. Because with enough Spirit Leeches, he could kill them easily. That last Slayer is dead. Whenever they get to 1 HP, it just means that they're in their death animation. So the forces of the Dwarves are greatly depleted. We have 3 Slayers, 5 Slayers, 3 Slayers. So that total is 11 Slayers, and over here we have 13. There's 24 Slayers left. That's not a single entity character. Stone Trolls and Azhag trying to finish off some of these giant Slayers. Their models are dwindling. Squigs also charging back in. Savage Orc Boar Boys sprint through these guys. Really nice charge there. Didn't spend any time just sitting in melee combat. None whatsoever. Man, everybody's so low. This giant Slayer's down to 6 models. We lost a flag over here. 1 model for that giant Slayer. 2 models for these regular Slayers. And a Spirit Leech onto somebody. Don't know who. Don't know who. Giant Slayers down to 4 models. The Stone Trolls backing out of that fight with Ungrim and Gotrek. Don't want any piece of that. Don't want nothing. Giant Slayer, 1 model over here. 1 there. 2 there. 2 there. Everybody's swarming around this single Giant Slayer, just trying to hit him 1 time. Squig's backing off. Haven't shattered yet. And the Hammer Gork's back online for like all that it matters. Boar Boys charge back in. Hammer Gork might friendly fire some of them. We will have to see. Ouch. Ouch. Those aren't like the Blessed Field Trebuchets of Britannia or anything. They do friendly fire damage. They don't apply the debuff, but they still do the damage. Last little Slayer flags. Literally 1 HP on that guy. That's just legit. He's actually running around at 1 hit point. And Azhag, the Hammer of Gork, and them all lining up to see what they can do about it. They just need to get rid of these extra little Slayers. Kill one. The other one falls down. Another Spirit Leech onto Ungrim. Full surround from the Stone Trolls and all these guys. And I really want to see Slayer's flags start dropping so I can stop counting them. Because they're almost insignificant. They just need to actually fucking die. Azhag also dives in. Everybody's in as Azhag completely whiffs, overshooting the entire blob. Giant Slayer's one model still. The other Slayer unit just flat out dies. Allied troop count, 2. There we go. That was a weird thing. It said like 80 for a second. So we are down to just Ungrim and Gotrek. Azhag dives in for a second, hops back out. We'll see how many Spirit Leeches he has left in him. As the Hammer of Gork crew just turns, they get off their mounts. They know they can't do anything without hitting their own guys, so they just turn into an infantry unit. As more trolls pile in, Ungrim is taking a lot of damage. Azhag's up above, waiting on his next Ard armor. He also is using his passive Sligus Slashers and Get On With It to give his guys 12 leadership and 8 melee attack at all times, which is really helping them stay in this battle. Ungrim's taking a lot of damage. Gotrek is too, and there's no Felix, so it's not like his guys are slowly healing up or anything like that. Everybody for the Greenskins is in here, except for those squigs who just routed off the map, but that's not a problem. They didn't shatter. And I'm a little concerned that the Greenskins might not have it left in them to win it all. Big melee defense buff for all the people still left in here as these Savage Orc Boar Boys think about routing yet again. There they go. Azhag's even going to dive in onto Ungrim. Misses the first landing charge, then gets a big chomp off before he probably needs to back away before he takes too much damage. And a Spirit Leech onto Ungrim too. Nice job, but Azhag's really going for it, and I'm so concerned. I thought I saw him take a little bit of damage there, so he backs off. But yeah, that's good damage onto Ungrim, who's down to less than 700 HP, which is quite nice. The gold chevron Orc Boys are doing pretty good work. The Swamp Things are thinking about routing as Azhag jumps back in. And he's trying to get out before he takes a big shot from Gotrek or Ungrim. Ungrim's down to 100 HP, 66. He is going to die very soon. 1 HP for the Slayer King. And now he is dead. Gotrek fights alone. Balance power is beyond the point of return. No return, but of course, unbreakable. He has to fight to the very end. And Azhag dives in, feeling a little brazen, in my opinion. Savage Orc Boar Boys in the distance, still routing. If they rallied, they would probably just shatter, so let's, for the sake of the Greenskins, hope that they just rout off. And can anybody else remember? I remember seeing 2 Orc Boys rout, shatter, whatever. Well, 1 Orc Big and an Orc Boy. Did anything else shatter? Yeah, so he lost an Orc Boy and Orc Biggin. And that's looking like it. I think everything else got off. I think. Some stuff just routed off. Yeah, just the 1 Orc Boy and Orc Biggin. Which this build's getting pretty small for the Greenskins. GG, well played. 2 Sabris. Now we have Lamb Sauce. Lamb Sauce. You're up. Where's the lamb sauce? He's on his way. He's on his way. So once I know what army he is bringing, I am ready to change the map. But I just gotta know what he is going with. After lamb sauce, who do I even have left? I have the Phoenix King after lamb sauce, and that's it. All right, looks like he's going Empire. If he is going Empire, we'll go to Altdorf. Yeah, Altdorf outskirts. Alrighty. For the Greenskins, everything is triple gold chevroned. Azhag seems to have all of his abilities. So this Greenskin build is fully stacked out, and there's 406 gold left over. This is where it gets spooky. You can't get any better. On the other side, for lamb sauce, looks like we have the Franzinator and a staunch line of spears. Can the Greenskins break what appears... I wonder if it's going to be a box formation or if it's just going to be like really deep front line. Don't know. It's coming together. Swamp's ready. Storytime, thanks for the streams of man. Anytime, Spirit of the Gorg, thanks for the €2. Those are worth, let me check my math, 45 American dollars a piece. So you just donated $90, ladies and gentlemen. $90. All right, we're ready. Can the elite Greenskins beat a much wider Empire force? They have spent more money than their opponent, but goddamn, it's getting rather one note, as the Slayers almost killed this entire build of large units. So, Azhag went down to the Wood Elf Forest, got the tree tears and the sap of the biggest tree, then got home. How much... Sorry, I'm going to bump your comment up so I can see it. How much is that in MXN? 29 million MXN. And I was kidding. I was kidding. I was joking. All right. Azhag was on his way home, got ambushed by a shit ton of Slayers. The Slayers killed some more of his boys, and he got home. He got into his Azhag room, and the crown is like, hey, Azhag, listen to me. Azhag, listen to me. How are you going to make that? And Azhag goes, what? And the hat's like, how? It's against my better interest to help you, but like, what are you gonna, you don't know how to make the potion. You have the ingredients. Do you know how to make anything? Do you know how to do anything? And Azhag goes, oh, just drink it, and starts to lift the 2 vials to his mouth. And the Crown of Gash is like, fine, waste it then, you goddamn idiot. I swear, you're worse, you're stupider than the alchemists at Altdorf. And Azhag stops trying to drink the vials, and he looks in the mirror, kind of stares at his crown. He's like, Altdorf, the Umi place, with the Umi man with the big feather hat. I always liked that hat. They can make the potion? Well, I didn't say they could make... Actually, I was telling you how shitty they are. How could that translate to they can make the potion? They can't find the zipper to their own pants. No, they can't make the... Let's go to that city and get the potion makers! And all of his boys are like, what? Boss is excited. Yeah, let's go! trumble dumble along all the way down to Altdorf. And Karl Franz, here's a giant fucking Greenskin army at his doorstep, rallies the boys, and is gonna kick some ass. So for that Empire, we have 5 spears, 5 halberds, it looks like, 3 Empire Knights, 3 Outriders, grenade launchers, Karl Franz himself, a Jade Wizard with regrowth and flesh to stone, and that is it. Looks like the Huntsmen were cut. You could buy a burger with that, it's true. We've covered this build and you've seen it getting constructed this whole time, but since there is a little bit of lag, might as well just go over it. 2 skirmish cav, one of which is a regular spider rider that's just triple gold chevron. The other one is Morgoth's Magic Marauders. Azhag, fully kitted out with every single spell and ability he possibly could have. 2 Squig Herds, the Hammer of Gork, Orc Boys, and triple trolls, one of which is the Swamp Things. They can't find the zipper to their own pants. I was going to say something more vulgar, and then I translated at the last second. Just a quick pivot. Just a, nope, not that one. Oh yeah, there's also a whole bunch of Orc Boar Boys in the trees over here, chilling. 2 of them are just Savage Orc Boar Boys, 1 is an Orc Boar Boy biggin. Grenade launchers are currently lighting up the Forest Goblin Spider Riders, but when most of what you have to deal with is a large unit, unfortunately the grenade launchers are not doing the best. The grenade launchers would fuck up the 1 Orc Boy that exists, but not really the Trolls. Doing a little bit of damage to the Forest Goblin Spider Riders, which is nice. Trolls plow straight into the Spearmen and just get down and dirty and fighting with the Cav, and Franz is gonna land in Trolls, because Franz fears no man, but I think he might want to fear a couple men just like a little bit. Just a little bit. Azhag lands next to these guys. Is that a purple sun? Purple sun! Purple sun! Going straight through the Empire and even curves back into the Empire. Purple sun! I haven't seen that spell in 50 years, and I know why, because it's giga ass, but still it's fun to see. As all 3 of the Stone Trolls start routing, the Empire's feeling pretty good at this moment in time. Orc Boys are wandering forward as the Trolls continue to get the fuck out of there. Orc Boys continue to fight random Spearmen and Halberdiers, which is not going their way, and their depleted resources, their depleted builds might just be too depleted. All the chevrons in the world can't save you from the spears of the Empire, the guns, faith, and steel of the men of Sigmar, as I keep hearing grenade explosions just go off in the background, because fuck who's ever getting hit by those, I guess. Squigs continue to battle it out. Greenskins are still technically a little bit ahead on the balance of power, but the fact that it's even getting closer to even does mean that Franz is trading up, because remember, the Greenskins start ahead on the balance of power due to all of their golden chevrons. And wow, look at the damage values. 3,000 lead for the Sons of Sigmar. Savage Orc Boar Boys shatter, so even if the Greenskins win this battle, which I am starting to significantly doubt, if they win this battle, they are down a Savage Orc Boar Boy. But what is this? Franz is caught. The Swamp Things are kicking his ass, and a Flesh to Stone tries to keep him alive, tries to keep him in the game, as some Spider Riders are also routing. We have more Trolls nearby that are trying to opt out of that fight with those random Spearmen, and instead go help Azhag and help fight Franz. Franz did take a lot of damage. Boar Boys continue to fight in the back line. These Empire Knights are just going to be more food, fuel for the fire, food to the slaughter, as Azhag tries to snipe out a Jade Wizard, but Franz is after him, and these Trolls are going to have to join. The Trolls really don't want to be sitting in those Halberdiers, so they are trying to move away to go help Azhag. Some Skirmish Cav and Squigs are helping on the sidelines. I did see a Squig go off the map, not shattered, so if the Greenskins win, that Squig will be safe. Boar Boys eating alive these Empire Knights. The Halberdiers are closing in on them, and the grenade launchers are firing into their sides, so they are taking a lot of damage. Azhag's back up in the sky trying to get some stuff done as Trolls pile onto the Jade Wizard, just trying to take him out. Azhag will attempt to duel Karl Franz, and I thought I just saw Azhag throw a spell down, but I'm not sure where it was, as these Boar Boys finish off some Empire Knights, but they themselves will get killed soon enough. The green, the Orc Boys Triple Gold Chevron are holding the line for the Hammer of Gork. Honestly, they're doing great. Trying to keep that thing firing as they hold off just an innumerable amount of Spearmen. Jade Wizard is Terror Routed and Spirit Leeched, so there might not be any healing left for the Empire at this point, as the Orc Boar Boy Biggins probably are both. Yep, they both shattered, so all of the Orc Boys are done for. And it looks like the Greenskins might be too, as our Trolls are kind of on their last legs route-wise. I think each of them has one route left before they just shatter. The Hammer of Gork is about to be shut down any second now. And I don't know if Azhag can carry this alone, as the Jade Wizard actually didn't route, he just Terror Routed. Kind of surprised he rallied, but he did. Azhag's back in, snipes out the caster with a big shot as soon as he enters the fight. But I mean, there's halberdiers everywhere. Franz is right here. I really doubt you're going to get much going. Kills the caster, though. That guy's going to shatter for sure. No, he just outright dies. So, one last fuck you to the Empire, but I think that'll be the Greenskins' final hurrah. Phoenix King? True. I like that a lot. That is GG, a good run from Normal Swamp. I enjoyed his build quite a bit, but Azhag, a bridge too far. A bridge too far as he tried to take Altdorf with very little preparation. GG's. It was a pleasure, Normal Swamp. And we'll get our last Gladiator of the day. It'll be Lamb Sauce King. Once his build dies, we will call it a day. All right. If Azhag can't have the potion maker, neither can Franz. Yeah, actually, that's pretty good. I like to think that that was the fucking alchemist. Also, we only have one person signed up left on the King of the Hill. So if any of you in chat, or if anybody's already played and they want to play again, this stream will just go until Lamb Sauce is defeated. So, you know, if Phoenix King doesn't literally one-shot him, feel free to message me or hop right in or something. And yeah, hopefully, if you're out there and you're like, man, I don't know about this, like, I'm not such a good player and stuff, this is clearly, we're just having fun. Like, we had a Demons of Chaos army, for God's sakes. Like, it's just, we're just enjoying life. Skaven banned Dark Elves, Vampire Counts, Ogres, Tomb Kings, and Vampire Coast. So, all 3 undead are banned, plus Dark Elves, plus Ogre Kingdoms. And the Skaven are our pick. I'm messaging Phoenix King the lobby. We have Scabrinos. Scabrinos. If I had a better picture, a better computer, I would join. All right, we have Chalk Crow for the challengers. Sabrus and Rinless offering to hop in again if they are needed. So Dark Elves, all 3 undead, and Ogre Kingdoms are banned. I imagine Phoenix King will be going High Elves. And I'm asking him if he is going High Elves so I can determine the map. Alright, he is going High Elves. High Elves, High Elves, High Elves. Let's get a snow map. We haven't had a snow map in a while. Shaggarth Strand. Can't wait for the story for this one. It depends on who's in it. I'm gonna wait for the builds to be finalized. Story gonna be good. But what if it sucks now? What if you built me up so much I can't succeed? Alright, Phoenix King should know. He's participated in this event quite a lot. I'm gonna grab a beverage because I drank everything in front of me and my voice is Talking makes my throat dry. So I'll leave this up in case Phoenix King needs to look at the stream to see what he is fighting against. I'll be right back. Sorry, mic was still off. Couldn't be harder than coloring veggies, of course not. High Elves still bringing it together. The Skaven is another funny faction for Gladiator because it's another faction that's hard to spend all of your money in a 20 stack. Looks like Lamb Sauce King did not go with elite units that he can chevron later. It looks like he went with the normal units and he threw some chevrons on them pretty early. 4 Rat Ogres, one of which is a Regiment of Renown. The other 3 are already silver chevroned. Damn. Damn. Kind of surprised not to see the Council Guard. Any unbreakable unit is really good in this format. Because they're such a pain in the ass to finish off entirely. High Elves need 2,600 funds left, so they're getting real close to the end. Just juggling around some funds right now. And yeah, hopefully people enjoyed this stream. A lot of people actually have really good ideas about how to improve the Gladiator stream, like to give the Gladiator... it was Sun Tzu earlier in the stream was saying this is a cool format, but if like the Gladiator could spend a certain amount of money or something to upgrade a unit past triple gold chevron to like make it a better unit. So like if those clan routes with spears were triple gold chevroned already, you could spend a certain amount of money to turn them into storm vermin halberds or something. That could be cool. Or like every 2 wins you can buy, every 2 or 3 wins you can buy like 2 units. Could be kind of cool. Can you review the mod Molder's Menagerie? I am not usually a mod person, but maybe. Is it a campaign thing? Or like a multiplayer thing? Because like, I don't want to be an asshole, but I do just want to be realistic. Every time I've tried to do a mod tournament, like one of my patrons or someone gives me a certain amount of money and they're just like, hey, it'd be really, really nice if you could do a mod tournament. And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Why not? Like, the mod tournaments have super low signups because a lot of people just don't want to deal with it. But if it's just like a campaign thing or you just want me to take a look at it, sure, I can do that. But probably not host a tournament on it. No Gorge feels bad. Dude, no Plague Claw Catapult and Way is here. The fuck? I love how Way mentioned Plague Claw Catapults like 3 or 4 times, and now that's just his personality. Like, I just won't let it go. And he's probably on the other side of his computer like, dude, give it up. Like, I don't care that much about the Plague Claw Catapults. And I'm like, no, this is you now. Getting loot could also be fun. Dude, Grieven, if there was a mod, oh, this would be so specific to this format, but it would be really fun. A hypothetical mod where it opens up every faction's roster, so you could take anything from any faction, and you start out with like the Skaven build, right? You start with the Skaven build, and then you can take one unit from the army you defeated. That would be so fun. And like in the end, you could end up with this like super hybrid ass build. Like there's only 3 Skaven units left in the original from the original build. It's like I have a High Elf Spearman, a Chosen, a Chaos Warrior of Khorne with dual weapons. I have an Exalted Hero of Nurgle. I have a Blue Horror. This army is a mess. All right. So, Alarielle the Radiant. Yes, I know she's not the main character. Wait for it. Alarielle the Radiant leaves the forest, the Everforest, whatever the fuck that's called. Why am I forgetting? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. She leaves her forest, the Everglade. I think that's what it's called. Don't remember. It's on the north of Ulthuan. The High Elves, after Malekith had a super failed-ass invasion of Ulthuan, the High Elves are like, oh, the Dark Elves might be weak and in disarray since Malekith is literally dead. Let's counter-invade. So Tyrion hits the middle, Teclis hits the south, and Alarielle is supposed to hit the north. But as she gets up to the north, she's trying to attack the fortress city of Grond, and on her way, she finds an abandoned Dark Elf camp. Now, they find one Skaven slave in the Dark Elf camp, and they shake him, they interrogate him, and they go, where are the Dark Elves? And Skaven slave's terrified, and he's like, Master Icket needed the bones for dust. Dust to power Purple Warp Lightning Cannon. And Alarielle's like, Purple Warp Lightning Cannon? It's newest, best invention, Icket says. Better than Warpstone, elf bones. It's better than Warpstone. And as the Skaven slave cries, they hear in the distance, more elf bones. Get. Grab bones for Icket's big cannon. And the Skaven army emerges from the snow they had been hiding under and ambush more elves to turn into powder. That probably won't work. like half of Claw's invention's probably not gonna fucking work. But, he's already used some of their purple dark elf bones to make avalanche mortars, so that's kind of fun. Anyway, for the Skaven build, you've seen it this whole time. For Poisonwind Globes, the Avalanche Mortars, Regiment of Renown, a whole bunch of clan rats, 4 rat ogres, a lot of them chevroned up, a packmaster, a chieftain on a bonebreaker, an Icket Claw with Flensing Ruin, and what is that thing again? Unlimited power. For the elves, 2 Arcane Phoenixes plus Alarielle the Radiant with Foz Protection, Earthblood, and Star of Aberlorn. We have double Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower, the Herald of the Wind Illyrian Reavers, plus 2 more Illyrian Reavers melee variant, triple Tyrannok Chariot, a Lothern Seaguard, and a Spearman, and the Avalanche Mortars have already almost dealt a fatal blow to the Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower. Dark Elves smoked so much cocaine, their bones became the cocaine. The Arcane Phoenixes are both getting Flensing Ruined right now, currently traveling together, taking that damage. And the Packmaster and Chieftain rolling out for a little bit to say hello to these chariots. They have to be slightly careful as the Arcane Phoenixes are coming in for a snipe attempt now. I imagine Rat Ogres will soon be on their case. Meanwhile, the Avalanche Mortars continue to fire, and wow, that Bolt Thrower is piloted by heroes. Heroes that deserve to go down in the legends, because that is brave. They have so little HP and they're still firing. Chieftain is getting sniped out. If he routes, honestly, he might just get walked off the map, but the Arcane Phoenixes are taking a lot of damage in response, and the Avalanche Mortars getting real low on HP there, guys. Getting real low. Star of Avalorn is out to try and save these Arcane Phoenixes as the Chieftain is getting a little bit of healing support slowly from running with the Packmaster passive that he is fighting nearby. And this is looking like a tough fight for the High Elves already, but the Avalanche Mortars are almost dead. We might need one of these chariots to go finish them off as the Bolt Throwers continue to fire, but soon they're going to get overrun. We'll see if the Bolt Throwers alone can finish off that Avalanche Mortar, which would be a big win. I mean, it's a very powerful long-range unit. Bolt Throwers continue to fire. The Arcane Phoenixes are up in the sky. Lariel's trying to get away, and Ikit is currently recharging his Flensing Rune as fast as he can. Bolt throwers hit the Avalanche Mortar teams, but at 63 HP, the last bolts miss. And the globes, everything has hit those Eagle Claw bolt throwers. And the Avalanche Mortars are going to sneak slip away. Lariel's trying to get back up into the sky. The Arcane Phoenixes are here. That is so brutal. That is the most brutal thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Packmaster is in for now. Ithilmog Chariots charge into him just to buy a little bit of time. And an Earthblood will heal all of them up, but that crew is going to get the fuck away. The Skaven frontline overran the, like, 3 whole units the High Elves had for our frontline. Actually, they only had 2, so that wasn't even that bad. But a really big win for the Skaven is this fucking guy surviving. Because I think he's just going to walk off the map. And that'll be huge. If those mortars live, that might mean a perfect game for the Skaven. They might not lose anything. Sorry, someone was messaging me. 1 second, just making sure it's not about the event. Okay. There we go. Sorry. Did I miss anything? The purple mortars did get off the map, so they're safe. So we've reset. It's like the Skaven lost nothing at all. Clan Rats are terror routing, and the Heralds of the Wind need to chase them down. The Heralds of the Wind can do so much damage to these guys in melee and probably even shatter them. And the Skaven army, I like this a lot. The Molder portion of the army got left behind, and the High Elves just swoop in and snipe out all of the melee part of the army. And we even have 2 Poison Globes off in the middle of nowhere all by themselves. Big Flensing Rune Overcast is hitting this Phoenix and all of the units around it right now, but that's really not that big of a deal. I do just want to see the Skaven army get run down. So at this point, the High Elves have to really prioritize their mobility advantage and shatter off anything that routes, because there's I kind of think we've passed the point where they can win the whole game. Just being honest. So the Herald of the Winds and them are trying to catch these Clan Rats. Negative 33 leadership, not quite in the shattering zone just yet. Getting close, though. Negative 51 for a little bit. Chariot's going to chase down other Clan Rats, and yeah, this could get spooky. 2 Poison Globes caught out alone as an Arcane Phoenix and 2 Chariots descend upon them. And the Globes will do, like, 0 damage to those units. Kind of surprised Phoenix King went for a Lariel. Maybe he's just having fun. That's fair. But in, like, a sniping format, you think that, like, a Fate of Buna Spirit Leech caster would be the way to go. Watching carefully for these Clan Rats. These 2 in particular are in big trouble, as Lawler and Seaguard and the Heralds of the Wind are chased by the rest of the Skaven force. Big shots coming in on the Poison Wind Globes on this side. But they've routed. Can you shatter them? We will see. This Clan Rat is danger close to being shattered. Other one is 2. So that could be a nice 1-2 pickup for the High Elves here. Heralds of the Wind are screaming over to catch these Poison Wind Globes. And this could recover a pretty decent Pyrrhic, what is that? What's the defeat that's Valiant? Valiant defeat. Anyway, this could be a Valiant defeat. If you take out 3 Clan Rats and 2 Poison Wind Globes, not bad. It's not bad. Globe is gone, so that is official. The other one's still being chased down a little bit here. Second Clan Rat's gone, so we've lost a Clan Rat Spear. I'm just writing these down at this point because this is going to be a messy fight. Sorry. Okay, so 4 infantry units have been killed. This Chariot's still trying to kill that last Clan Rat on the far side. One of your units has used all of its ammunition. Oh, it must have Fire at Will on. High Elves are circling. Circling. But man, out of their 469 models, which is not a lot to begin with, they're down to 154. Pyrrhic? That would be a victory. So it's a Valiant defeat or a Pyrrhic victory. All right, the Arcane Phoenixes dive onto the Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep and this other Rat Ogre. Meanwhile, the Illyrian Reavers and all of the High Elves are coming in to make sure that these guys rout. Healing is thrown onto them, but a big overcasted Flensing Ruin is going to hit all 3 single entities of the High Elves, getting a lot of damage out. And the Skaven continue to pile in, but a big Brass Orb, Ikit Claw, is making them pay for this Rat Ogre snipe. That is gigantic damage onto the High Elves. My god. In the distance, that Clan Rat's still routing, and the Chariot hasn't quite killed it off just yet. The Pit Fighters rout, but they're not dead. One of the Arcane Phoenixes is going to bite the dust. Alarielle's also taking a lot of damage, and that Clan Rat continues to exist. Rat Ogres rally on the far side. Big heals coming in for Alarielle. She's just trying to stay up. One of the Arcane Phoenixes, it looks like, is dead. The Heralds of the Wind and the other Illyrian Reavers might have to charge back in just to save Alarielle, as the Tyrannok Chariots were trying to get the Pit Fighters, but then the Pit Fighters rallied in their face, so they had to run away. And the Clan Rats on the top side survived. The Tyrannok chased them all the way to the edge of the map, but it did not shatter them, so they're good. They're good to go. Globes, with a potential for mass-friendly fire, actually do okay damage to the High Elves and don't completely fuck the Skaven over. Just get close. They got close to fucking the Skaven over, but didn't quite. Alarielle is still getting 2v1'd by the Chieftain and the Packmaster. She's having a really hard time getting out of here with all of these Rat Ogres and these big molder bodies stopping her. More Clan Rats are routing, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. The Heralds of the Wind, I don't know if the Heralds of the Wind even prioritize, because it might take them too long to kill any of these Clan Rats before the game just ends. We'll see what they want to do. Larry is really trying to keep herself alive, because she knows that if she falls, the Balance of Power will too. And another Flensing Ruin. Yeah, another Flensing Ruin's hitting Larry. She's going to go down. The High Elves have moved to try and kill off some of these Clan Rats that are running away. They're hoping that a full health Arcane Phoenix is enough to keep them on the Balance Power, but it will not. All right, so you lost 2 Clan Rats, one of which is a spear, one is not, and 2 Globadiers. And Phoenix King almost got the fucking Avalanche Mortars. Yeah, Avalanche Mortars lived. They're out there, baby. But 4 units ain't bad. All right, I'm checking some pings. I'm booting you, Phoenix King, so I can invite Chalk Cow. I'm not trying to be a bad person. It killed himself some elves. That's a lot of gold chevrons coming in. Rat Ogres are all now triple gold chevron. So are the Clan Rats. And the Poisonwind Globes even have a gold chevron apiece. Just to give them a little bit more leadership. I don't think it'll really help any of their other stats too much. Okay, I invited Chalk Cow. After him, we'll go back to Renless, and after Renless, if Sabrus is ready to go, we'll go with Sabrus. Hi, Pupper. You're a bad person? I am a bad person. It's confirmed. If Lamb Sauce beats all 3 of those people with this build, then we will deal with it when we get there. Mr. Chalk. Once I know what faction they're playing, I will pick the map. All right, Chalk goes corn. So we need a corn-themed map. Corn. Oh. Well, I assume they're just checking out the Skaven, and if I have to change, I'll deal with it. But we're going to Gore Gateway. Can Korn pick off any of the Skaven units? Or not? Did Thankful summon Scarbrand again? God, he wishes. Dude, I wish Thankful was in this game. Thankful's so cool. And I really hope they go with my idea for the Bone Ripper customizations. Rather than just have one Bone Ripper, like Gobla, and it's just like a part of his model, and that's the end of that. It would be so great if you could have the multiple different Bone Rippers just as like mount options, you know? It gives them different stats. Oh, I wish. I wish upon a fish that I didn't have this dish. I mean, if you just want a free 1500 value, Korn could hyper YOLO, just like sprint at the Avalanche Mortars. Fuck him up! Sir Ickit Claw, we barely survived the High Elves with 63 HP. That was so scary. Don't worry. It's over now. Next battle, like 1,000,000 dogs, Minotaurs, and Furies just fly over the front line and dive straight onto you. No, why? Dear God, why? It's always us. Minos and dogs. Simple. I love it. Okay. Let's go. Let's do this. Ickit Claw versus Korn. Korn. Violence incarnate. We have a very upset puppy in the corner, just being upset. She says, "Oh, I'm upset." Oh. You can see her if I turn my camera a little bit. She should be down there. See her down there? The mirror always fucks me up. Right by my thumb. Just in a little dog bed. Just like, Dad, don't stream anymore. Stop it. Never again. So Ickit Claw goes north after dealing with the High Elves, realizing that there is a massive High Elf invasion of Nagarond going on, and he doesn't really want to deal with that. He just wants to get back to his experiments. He heads north, and when in the frozen wastes of the north, he starts to approach on the realm of chaos and decides enough is enough. I'll stop here. And now he starts a little campfire, just a little teeny tiny campfire to brew his potions and like smelt the ingredients he needs. Like he's trying to put this High Elf and Dark Elf bone dust together into a fuel that he can put into warp lightning cannons, and he's trying, but the fire just can't get hot enough. And it gets like, damn it! Need hotter thing. Think with big rat brain. Where find heat? Where find hot? As another volcano in the wastes erupts like a mile from where he is, and all of his troops freak out. He says, quiet! It's just lava! Lava just hot! Don't touch hot. I know where to go. So, Ikit makes his way to the nearest mountain that spews lava, because they have enough heat to let him forge these high elf bones and dark elf bones into ingots or fuel that he can actually put into a cannon, besides a fucking powder. And as he gets closer, he comes across a little wooden sign. The little wooden sign has a happy-looking cow on it and a happy-looking farmer with a little piece of wheat in his mouth, and it says, Old McDonald's Farm. Please don't come in. And Ikit said, fuck you, McDonald man, and came right in. Those cows look a little weird. The dogs look a little weird. And old McDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. His tractor be strange, though, and this farm, these fields are fertilized with the blood of anyone foolish enough not to read the sign, because it's a pretty straightforward sign. It said, don't come in, you came in. Don't know what you expected to happen, but it's gonna be gross. So old McDonald's leaving, herding his cattle towards the Skaven front line. Meanwhile, the dogs are trying to protect the territory as they are trained to do, but currently Poison Globes and Rat Ogres are giving them the business. They are trying to dive those avalanche mortars a little bit, though. Mass rout comes in from the dogs, and more dogs still opting in. They don't give up for nothing. And they are chasing around the clan rats, but here comes the main meat. Starting to plow into those clan rats, all of them piling onto the same clan rat. Fuck that one in particular, I guess. As the dogs have trouble, they are backing off. The Herald of Corn pops something. I thought I saw him pop stuff, but I guess not. And they start to push through. They've almost gotten through the clan rats. Don't know where they're going now, but that is a gigantic blob of cows. Overcasted Flensing Ruin hits the Herald of Corn. Clan rats getting mulched. And the dogs, most of them routed off the map. Some of them are back. The Skaven taking some damage as the blob forms. Can the blob finish off a clan rat spear? They're trying. Oh lord, they're trying. As the avalanche mortars get to safety, though, how safe are they? As the Chaos Warhounds of Khorne are actually coming back in hot. Minos of Khorne continue to fight. I wonder what they're aiming at. I wonder what they're attempting to do. Avalanche Mortars trying to fire over. The Packmaster is going to rear charge, and ooh, with the Poison Wind Globes and the Packmaster, it's probably going to be a terror rout. But they get onto the Poison Wind Globes, forcing a little bit of friendly fire from the Skavinos. From them, just a little bit. Just a little bit as the Minotaurs continue to fight, continue to do battle, and the Purple Globes fire in. Don't know if that's the most advisable thing. I mean, yeah, that's a metric fuck ton of cows in the same place, but also, like, the Purple Globes are... The purple... There's friendly fire! Friendly fire! Friendly fire! Guys! Guys! What the fuck? As more Skaven start to rout, a Brass Orb's even launched onto some of the Minos, but it's gonna mostly hit other stuff. As these clan rats with spears shatter, the original one that routed did eventually die, and the avalanche mortars are like, super my bad, you guys, as two clan rats have shattered. One with spears, one out. And the Minos continue to truck along. They're even doing good damage to the Rat Ogres now. And the Avalanche Mortars are like, really, really my bad, you guys. Like, so sorry. We completely fucked up our own clan rat. That is 100% our bad, and we're so sorry. And one of the cows breaks loose. They thought they were fenced in. They thought they were done. But those cows... They number one. They're killing the Avalanche Mortars. They're doing their best. The Avalanche Mortars are like, shit, fuck, and try to run away. As some clan rats with spears will catch the Minos, but can the Minos stay on the correct target? As another Flensing Ruin hits the Herald and all of his boys. That might be enough to army loss. Honestly, it's going to do so much damage, but the Minos are struggling. They're desperately fighting to kill those fucking Avalanche Mortars, and they think they can do it. More clan rats and stuff are routing. Balance of power tips against Khorne. Oh no, it's army losses. No, the Avalanche Mortars lived again. But another clan rat with shields shattered. Is that the same one? No, it's the same. It's the same one. It's the same one. So another 2 clan rats bite the dust. Avalanche mortars again scrape by the skin of their teeth. I like that one Minotaur that breaks out and just guns it for the avalanche mortars, and they're like, fuck, and start to run away. Holy shit. So 2 more clan rats gone. Which the Skaven front line's getting a little low. Hi, buddy. Hi, Hazel. Love yo. That was a cool build. That was a cool build, Chalk. I like that a lot. All right. Hi, Hazel. Thank you for the kisses. Let me invite Floof, and then I will give you the love and attention you deserve. So Lamb Sauce is down to only 4 clan rats to defend his front line, which is brutal. And then if he survives another round, Rinless will be here. Hey, get out of here! Hey, get out of here, Rinless! Get out of here. No, I understand where he's coming from, but you might not have seen the message where I said Floof's up. Hold on, I'll message him. Okay. Alright. Floof is here. I gotta give my dog some love. But wait, oh shit, I need to know what faction he's playing before I can do the picks. Sorry, puppy. I will give you love in just a second. I love you so much. I love you so much, but I need to pick a new map. I need to pick a new map. Pick a new map. I need to pick a new map. Can I go with pirates? I don't know. What did he ban? He banned all the undead. All right, I'll message Floof that. All right, type in the players. Floof is going Grand Cathay, so we'll go to the Horned Hills. That's a good map, and it's in Cathay. All right, if you are a fan of Rinless's memes, then you are hoping that Lamb Sauce King wins one more battle. And if you are a fan of Human Boy getting on with his day, then you want Floofster to knock out the Sauce King himself. All right. While they do their builds, I will ready up now that we're on the correct map. Pup, pup. Come here. Come here. Hi. She wanted a little bit of love. Yeah. This is my buddy. Her name's Hazel. Miss Hazel, to be exact, because you're not married. You're not married. Otherwise, it'd be Mrs. Hazel. Though you have a crush on Janie, don't you? You have a crush on Miss Jane. Yeah. Janie is Grace's parents' dog. You have a crush on Miss Jane. You just think she's the nicest. You think she's the nicest puppy. Because she's the only puppy that'll play with you. Every other puppy that you know just wants to sniff a little bit and then that's it. But Janie actually plays with you and you like that. You're like, yeah, Janie plays with me. She's so nice. You're wagging your tail and it's hitting my leg. Stop that. Don't hit my leg. Don't you do it. Hazel Basil. Hazel Basil puppy lady. You want to get down? No? You're just chilling? Okay. There you go. Whoop. Down you go. The Forgotten? Hell yeah, dude. All right, we got into the game. You might notice something about the Skaven build. I messaged Lamb Sauce King, and I told him if he wanted to, he could bring a Warp Lightning Cannon for plot reasons. But I approved this. This is a for fun event, and as the for fun event organizer, I figured one Warp Lightning Cannon would not change anything. And if it does, it's a for fun event, so just chill. Chill the fuck out, everybody. Especially you, Golden Floof, if you're out there in the chat. I know you're very aggressive, very serious. You're a very serious lad, and you will not approve of me having a bit of fun. Skaven, best undefeated forever. Yes, yes. Oh, damn it! I should have made it a Plague Claw Catapult just for you, Way. But no, I said he could take a Warp Lightning Cannon, because that's been Iket's plot line here. No, she'll riot. Bring back the dog? I let her leave when she wants to leave. Yeah, Floof's upset. Let the dog play? I wish. Random Lich, are you related to Tactical Lich? Are you? So, Icket Claw, in the Realm of Corn, forged the elven bones into warp canisters that could be loaded into a Warp Lightning Cannon, gets his Warp Lightning Cannon set up, and he's like, yes, it should be purple. Perfect. And he test-fired them, and it was still green. It was not purple. They were even less effective than the Warpstone-powered ones. And he goes... Sorry, I'm gonna turn the mic down. Fuck! What was Purpose Point? Lost whole army for shitty bad cannon! Turn mic back up. And then he gets a radio call from Lord Morskatar. Icket! Where the fuck are you? Icket picks up his radio. Hello, Lord Morskatar. I am doing thing you told me to go get. You supposed to be with Eshin. Clan Eshin hired you, you fuck. Get over there now. Clan Scryer will not renege on its contracts. With the radio hung up, Icket looks at his shitty Warp Lightning Cannon. Nick goes, heh. Foolish Eshin clan can have shitty cannon. Yes. Just have to get it to them. And he goes back to the underway, gets out of the realm of corn, gets all the way over to Cathay, and he comes out of the mountain pass, and now he has to proceed the rest of the way on foot, because Clan Eshin and their Cathay start in that lonely rock area that's not near any other mountains, so the underway doesn't get that far. And of course, Cathay notices an entire Skaven army trying to walk through their lands and cut him off. All right. We've seen this build before. I just let him add 1 Warp Lightning Cannon. I messaged him and said, hey, if you want to spend your funds on it, it would help with my story. On the other side, we have 2 Firing Rockets, 2 Crane Gunners, a whole bunch of Peasant Long Spears, Peasant Horsemen, some Jade Warriors with Halberds, more Peasant Horsemen to chase some stuff down, and a Dragonblooded Shugi Lord of Yin with Talons of Night, Storm of Shadows, and Ancestral Warriors. Isn't Kislev great for this? Oh, I imagine they would be. As the Avalanche Mortars and Warp Lightning Cannon absolutely tear up the Crane Gunners. But an Ancestral Warrior Summon spawns right on top of the Avalanche Mortars. 42 speed, but if they get slowed down, it's only 30. They actually still outrun the Ancestral Warriors, but with Golden Floof's Peasant Horsemen streaking through, it's going to be a bit of a problem, ain't it? The Globes are getting fucked up by the Firing Rockets on the advance. Rat Ogres are piling in as well, and Peasant Horsemen will clean up the freshly made shitty Warp Lightning Cannon and the Avalanche Mortar. So both those units, I can guarantee you they ain't seeing the light of day ever again. Peasant Horsemen, meanwhile, in the back line being routed off. Both of the Globes are in deep trouble, which will give Cathay a lot of power, because these Peasant Long Spears will do great versus the depleted Skaven front line, as long as they're not bombed to shit by the Poison Globes and stuff. Warp Lightning Cannon and the Avalanche Mortars are pushed off. As we mentioned before, I was more of just thinking out loud rather than actually planning my thoughts ahead of time, because I'm dumb as hell. Clan Rats trying to chase down the Crane Gunners. Both Firing Rockets are actually still online, which could be a problem, as Cleansing Ruin tagged the Lord of Yin and is just chasing her down. The Warp Lightning Cannon is being allowed to live by the Peasant Horsemen, who have reprioritized onto the Globes. The Globes are a much bigger threat, so I understand that. Cathay is up on the balance of power, and I would tend to agree, but this is where things get a little scary. As these Rat Ogres and Heroes penetrate the back line, they will shut down a lot of the shooting, and that is most of Cathay's power. Looking around, make sure I can see anything that shatters or routes, just in case Skaven do pull this game out. I will need to know what actually died. Warp Lightning Cannon's nowhere near the edge of the map. Poison Globes are getting there, and the Avalanche Mortars, we've established those fuckers just have to die entirely. They won't, like, shatter on their own, but man, they're getting close to dying. Cathay all of a sudden losing steam, as we mentioned. When their backline gets interrupted, all their DPS just falls off of a cliff. The Avalanche Mortars are almost dead. The Warp Lightning Cannon's almost dead. But no one's chasing the Warp Lightning Cannon. It'll come back, probably. Crane Gunners are back another time. Both Firing Rockets are officially offline, while Claw chases down some of these Halberds. That Avalanche Mortar is still around. But hey, the Globe's dead. Globe's dead, it's official. Alright, Globe is dead. Avalanche Mortars still around. Still around. And the Warp Lightning Cannon actually is going to get off the map, which I find really funny. That the shitty Warp Lightning Cannon is going to live through this experience. Yeah, the Avalanche Mortars are fucking toast. That's hilarious. Anyway, Peasant Horsemen are chasing down some more Clan Rats, but those Clan Rats are triple gold chevron. They're so close to the edge of the map, they're going to make it off. It's going to be fine. The Warp Lightning Cannon might not be fine as those Peasant Horsemen close in. Pit Fighters of Helm's Deep have routed, but the Skaven are back ahead on the balance of power, and I would also agree. The Cathay started the game with all of those guns, went really, really well, and then after that, it has gone a bit to shit. Just utter shit. Can Cathay snipe anything else out? These Clan Spears are almost dead. The other one got off the map, so they're fine. The Warp Lightning Cannon is going to get off the map, so that'll also be fine. One Globe, one Avalanche Mortar so far. Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep are going to get shot by Crossmen and maybe Crane Gunners on their way out. I wonder if they can get outright killed. We will see. Another Cleansing Ruin is going straight for that Dragon-Blooded Shugenin Lord caster. It's going to be big damage. The Peasant Horsemen are charging down the Clan Rat Spearmen, getting them very low on HP. And the Pit Fighters should rally any second here. Clan Rat's hanging on, chilling, vibing. And a Talons of Night onto the Poison Globes. Wow, Cathay is going for it. I mean, I appreciate the hustle. Whoever fights them next, Rinless would appreciate it if all the Globe-type units were dead. Crane Gunner's doing really good damage to those armored infantry, which is exactly their bread and butter. And the Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep are routed yet again. If they're allowed to rally one more time and then routed one more time, they'll just shatter on the number of breaks alone. Peasant Horsemen are in the backfield ready to clean up anybody that routes. And that other Poison Globe is looking real low. A lot of the Clan Rats are looking super low. And the Pit Fighters, honestly, if you're a Cathay fan, you're hoping these Rat Ogres rally. Because you just want them to die again. Die all over again. These Clan Rats with Spears, Triple Gold Chevron, down to 136 health and not shattered. So we'll see what happens with that while these Poison Globes get run the fuck down. More Clan Rats getting run the fuck down. And the Rat Ogres are not going to rally. Can they shatter? Man, there's a lot for me to be watching right now. The Rat Ogres are sprinting for the edge of the map. They just want to get off. Quick, 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 quick. Don't let them catch me! And they do escape. The Pit Fighters will be fine. But how's the rest of the Skaven build doing? Poison Globes, -2 leadership while at 52 HP. Damn. Okay, so you gotta kill those guys. All right, Ikit was terror routing the Peasant Horsemen, but look at the Peasant Horsemen are really going for those Poison Globes. Another Rat Ogre is routing while trying to disrupt the backfield. Jade Warriors will shoot at it the entire way off. But you have to think these Peasant Horsemen can finish off that other globe. And right now, I think the count is actually pretty easy. We've lost all 3 Globe-type units, and that's it. Everything else has escaped, technically, still alive. Cathay is getting real low on power, balance of power, and like actual power. Wow, those Poison Globes are gonna live. Nope, they shatter. They shattered with only -3 leadership. I don't know why. I don't know why. It was a miracle, because their leadership is not that low. That was crazy, but okay. Rat Ogre entirely dies. So we've lost a Rat Ogre, both Globes, and the ROR Avalanche Mortar. Cathay does not have a lot of horsemen left to run things down. So anything they route will probably just get away scot-free, to be honest. Like that, Clan Rat. He's gonna get off the map for show. And that's looking like the end of the road for Cathay. Rinless, you will be needed. That Flensing Ruin should honestly do it for us. Because the Dragon-Blooded Shugen Lord will get taken too low. That'll be army losses for Cathay. So Rinless, if you're out there, whatever meme you have prepared, get ready to hop on in, as the Skaven have lost all of their ranged pressure and are down to just a Rat Ogre blob, pretty much. Shugenin Lord thinking about charging after some Clan Rats, trying to rout them off. One rallies, which... Okay, it didn't rout in time. So, I was going to say if it rallies and routes again, it might shatter, but... Nope. Nice, nice, nice. So we're good. That was a good go by Floof. Took out a lot of nice stuff. And Skaven, their entire front line lived. Like, I know that Clan Rat took a lot of damage, but we all saw him walk off the map. Oh, Rinless is already here. What up, dude? Alright, what faction is he? Very GG to Golden Floof. You cleaned up a lot of stuff. Cleaned up a lot of stuff. Alright. We have another Cathay. We'll do Compass Reach. Map is set. The Lizardmen will finish this. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. Dang. The meme has been explained to me. I can factor that in. One Dread Saurian with a life song could probably solve that army. Probably. Probably. Looks like everybody's jacked. Ikit has all of his spells. Yeah, there's still 2,000 gold on the field, so Lamb Sauce King has everybody as jacked up as he can. His army is now 4 Clan Rats, 3 Rat Ogres, the Warp Lightning Cannon that he built in the Chaos Wastes, Packmaster, a Chieftain, and himself. Doing his damnedest. I think Lamb Sauce probably stepped away from his computer for a second because he was readied up, so as far as he knows, we're loading into the game right now, but I changed the maps that unreadied him. So I just sent him a message on Discord, though. If he's not at his computer, then the message also won't reach him, so everybody just give it a second. Formation mode worth using now. Alright, he's back. We're back. So, Ikit Claw takes a look at his map, and he's like, okay, Cathay, Cathay, Cathay. And X marks the spot of Eshin Hidey Hole. And he walks over there, and he notices that there's a fence. There's a big old fence. And he says, that's strange. Rolls straight over it with his doom wheel, his army follows. And all around him are big pock marks in the ground. And he thinks, this is very strange, this is very odd. And he sees one little black-robed figure in a pocket of trees, and he goes and talks to it. And in there is a single Eshin assassin with binoculars and a couple days worth of food. And Ikit's like, what are you doing? Where are the rest of you? You told us to meet you here. And the Eshin assassin's like, bro, what the fuck? And Ikit's like, you sound funny. Bro, what the fuck? Where do you think we live? Use your brain. Use your big Ikit. Oh, I'm Ikit Claw. I'm the biggest, smartest man in the whole universe. Use your brain for like 2 seconds. Where do you think our hidey hole is? Right here. It's on the map. Like, underground, bro. Brosif, Brofini. You seriously think we're on top of ground right now? No. This is the artillery testing field for like the Grand Cathay main army. And they make a bunch of noise, so when we have a city right underneath it, if anybody hears noise or rumbling or something, they just assume it's the artillery field firing and the cannons firing. They don't think we're... Bro, what the fuck are you doing up here? And just as the Eshin guy goes quiet, puts away his binoculars and runs, Ikit Claw turns and realizes that the army that had been setting up for artillery field tests sees his guys, and they're gonna fuck him up. I mean, the artillery's already set up. Might as well actually aim for something, as we have 3 fire-in rockets, 3 grand cannons, 2 crane gunners, and a sky junk, and a Lord Magistrate directing the firing lines. The Warp Lightning Cannon that Ikit built is already routing, though not shattered, so that will be fine. Fire-in rocket is shooting at Ikit Claw himself, though definitely doesn't do that kind of, it doesn't do much damage to that kind of unit. And the Cathay army started off awful confident, but if the melee actually starts, they are gonna die so fast. All right, Way, that is a good idea. Some more clan rats are starting to rout. The mass fire from the forces of Cathay, pushing them back. And something terrible happened to Ikit. Okay, it's called cannons. Got it. Cannons happened to Ikit. A big overcasted flensing ruin on a woojing war compass and the fire and rockets and such, but Ikit is taking a butt ton of damage, and the chieftain is now chasing away that cannon while the fire and rockets continue to, I guess, fire. Rain fire is what they do. It's in the name. It's all there. But they're having a tough time actually finishing anything off. Ikit is getting pursued by crane gunners at this moment, but I don't know if they're going to actually be able to straight up kill them, and if they can't, then what are we doing here? And the Skaven infantry might just be too thick. Might. Balance power is significantly in Cathay's favor, and that I understand that, but remember what happened last time? When you shut down all of these shooty shoots, all of a sudden that balance power gets a whole lot better. Radogr is still getting dragged down by peasant long spears, however. Trying to get out of here for now. Other clan rat spears going to rout from the crane gunners, which will allow the crane gunners to turn and fire, which the crane gunners should probably start shooting at the random infantry who are running away, as cannons try and snipe out Ikit Claw. A bound comet hits these clan rats in the head. And more Radogrs are getting poked down by the Poke spears. And crane gunners are going to turn and fight the Packmaster. Though they, again, they might want to focus on the clan rats, honestly. I know we're getting to the point where the player's actually trying to win and not just trying to eliminate stuff, but I'm super concerned the Skaven are actually going to grind this out. Though I suppose they are low enough without Ikit, and Ikit did get harassed by those, by the cannons. Okay, yeah, Cathay can probably win this. I'm just a little concerned. Warp Lightning Cannon is currently trying to deflate the balloon. Cannons are firing sideways into the Packmaster and Chieftain. The Packmaster is going to rout all of a sudden. Yeah, damn. He's on his way out of here. Army losses is closing in for the Skaven. More of them rally and rout. Some are even shattering, and okay, yeah, Cathay will be fine. I got overly paranoid. As is my birthright. Chieftain is surrounded by spears. Packmaster is running off the face of the earth. More Radogrs are rallying, then immediately routing. And there's nothing left for the little Skaven to do. Except, like, die. They can die. There is the army losses, and that will be the end of the stream. Hopefully people enjoyed the Gladiator format. I will run more in the future, obviously. It's probably my favorite format overall. I just like it. It's fun. It's chill. It's different than a super sweaty try-hard tournament. And it gives also a different aspect to the game they don't usually see, where it's almost always the same meta and the same stuff. When you add these little extra rules, it makes it more silly and gives you a different way to play. So GG's to everybody who played. Thank you to Normal Swamp, Lamb Sauce King, Sir Groot, and Rainy Frog for being our gladiators. That was fun. That's all I have for you. That'll be the last stream until Sunday. Sunday, I will do the WFC for Cool Umbrella. I will stream that. And then next Monday into next Sunday, I am taking a week off from Warhammer streaming. Not from streaming in general. I have tons of things I want to do. The Wild Platy reached out and he said I wanted to do some co-op League of Legends, which would be sick. I also want to stream... The two that are winning the vote right now is Skyrim One Life and then the Dark Souls with push-ups thing. That both sound really fun to me. I also know some people wanted another Puppet Masters tournament, so I'll probably stream that. So I have a lot of stuff I'm really excited to do, and I think it'll be very fun. But that week will just be not Warhammer related at all. Taking a little break of it, and then because that'll take us to the 20th. That week is that's the 7th through the 13th. If we get to the 13th of August and we haven't heard shit about this Shadows of Change DLC, I will be shocked. So after that little break, I should either have early access, and then I'll be super busy making videos that I can release later on or whatever. So I'll be like diving through that, or if we don't have early access by that point, then I'll just do normal Warhammer streams again. But that is our plan. So one more Warhammer stream. It is on Sunday, and then we start a very fun week. Do you plan on doing another 2v2 Regicide stream at some point? Chakro, that is another really good format. You're right. Damn it. Okay, I have to write that down, Chakro. You're super right. This is how your Claw died in the end times is in my canon. All right. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. Have a great Wednesday.